Hello and welcome, Giraffe League fans. I'm here joined with ogalbina, fellow YouTuber, subscriber count out the whatever, the wazoo I think they call it. This guy's he's basically a niche internet micro celebrity.
Specifically in the Pokemon Draft League scene.
Yes. And I also have Zooch with me, who is famous for his wrong takes.
And also beating L5. Yeah, I know. The GOAT.
Let's have a quick ring check.
Medium well, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Average charcoal eater.
It could be worse. It could be worse, but like it could be better,
He eats rocks. This is Zooch.
He eats rocks.
Y'all are haters. Right? In the comments, please give this video a like. Please give this video a like if you like medium well.
This guy legit likes rocks.
Actually, unsubscribe if you
this
like.
This guy needs to feature on Kill Tony.
Go the fuck away. Oh, dude, I do love me some Cam Patterson. He's a funny fucking guy.
He is. Anyways, so generally the idea I had was we're just gonna waffle around for a bit, have some talking points, and the main theme of this video is the dlc2 metagame, right? We've played it for like a few months now, right? What do we think?
Wait, so are you just showing them the doc on the videos? Are you done?
It'll be whatever. I don't even know. I'll edit something in there.
I hope it's some Subway Surfer gaming, and then we just have a Big Bolter show up from Biggie Bolter, which is big. Yeah. We can start there as resident Raging Bolt expert, who definitely has a win with the Pokemon.
True.
No, despite me being giga ass, I think this guy's actually really good. I think we have him overpriced like Terra wise here. I think it's super overpriced like the Terra cost for him.
Yeah.
But like in general, like the concept of the Pokemon, he's super shy. 75 is really fast for a guy this fat and this strong. Like he's super strong. CM's great, like on like booster sets, but I super fuck with running like AV or like boots for attacks. It's ridiculous strong. And then you give it like a Terra Blast, like just some kind of neutral coverage of run Ghost, Steel, Water, Fairy. Like he's really strong. Like gives big Iron Hands energy. Doesn't die and does a shit ton of damage.
I don't know if you've ran this set, but I feel like a Calm Mind and then like a Chestos set would be really strong here if it does have two moves that can hit the whole team, because again, like you said, it's very hard for someone to kill the Pokemon, and it hits really strong. I don't think the speed's really a big thing because again, like it shouldn't really die in one hit to anything, to be honest.
I think it's
the only issue is running like what I've struggled with running like Scarf set or Calm Mind sets or like 2 attack sets is like you want the priority move because it's really good, and you want like Dragon Stab or something like that. But you also want like reliable Electric Stab that doesn't like get you stuffed by like something subbing, protect, whatever, some kind of status move or something like that. So you end up wanting 3 coverage moves, sometimes 4 with your Terra Blast or something like that. So I think Calm Mind's a little bit harder to run, at least for me when I'm building on paper a lot. I want it to hit everything because it naturally checks everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or even like if you like pair this with like maybe like a hazard stack team, like I feel like a Restock like Roar set could also be like very annoying.
Oh yeah, he gets Dragon Tail too, which is also a cool thing. I think I ran Dragon Tail in the games.
Dragon Tail Roar, same thing,
Yeah, I think if you were to equate it to a mon that we already really know how it works, it's like a special King Gambit, right? You can defensively Terra pretty much all the time, and like you have the priority, but it is pretty slow. Yeah, and you have the Sucker Punch Mind Games with the Thunderclap Mind Games. Basically the same mon, right? Except it doesn't have the broken ability. It has a different broken ability.
It doesn't have either of the really good abilities. It's one that's very niche and not very good all the time.
Yeah.
No, but he's a cool guy. I think he's like super overpriced, but like in general, really strong mon. I think he's gonna be really good. I know a lot of people thought he was gonna be ass, but I saw the vision.
Me.
I didn't see a lot of other visions, but
me.
I saw that specific vision, which is cool.
I definitely want to try him out.
Speaking of broken guys, though, Mr. Gouging Fire with Terra, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Goes water types and doesn't die, and Zardex that doesn't have to switch into rocks or anything like that. Like this guy he's awful to build for. The few times I've had to build for this thing, it's dude, I pull my hair out. He's awful.
You think for sure should we just terror band? I'm pretty sure.
I think he should be terror bound. Yeah, I think he's like solid without the terror bound still too. Like Dragon Fire is crazy good. It's super fat. Again, you can just spam like boots or band every week, and you're probably fine. Yeah. I've even seen Scarf before.
My thing is like this thing is literally Zard X with an item slot. Like, how could it possibly be bad?
Yeah.
And then like you can also run booster energy on it. Like, say less.
Oh yeah, I think you can even technically run. Can you run booster speed on them? I don't think you'd ever want to, but I think you'd like. Technically,
no
can.
idea.
Yeah, you can. You would just have like no investment attack, pretty much.
So like bulky
yeah,
DD or whatever. But then why do you need the speed? I don't know, man.
I guess you'd probably be better off boosting it in defense or Spadef or something like that.
I think the thing that like puts this mon over the top, I mean, besides Terra, obviously, but it's so bulky and it has recovery, I think. So you can just make him insanely hard for the opponent to kill while just boosting his stats, you know?
Yeah, also a reason why Zard X is good, it can do that. In my mind, it's literally the same mon.
It's very similar. Yeah.
I think it's just better Zard X. I'll be honest. I think like it doesn't have like the same like initial raw damage output, but it gets there really fast and really easy with like a couple different, whether or not you have like a sun element or like if you tech on booster or if you're just fucking banded and you click like, you know, Flare Blitz, Heat Crash, Dragon Move, Earthquake, whatever it is. And yeah, and it's I think functionally just bulkier too in general, like stat wise. So
yeah, very comparable, very broken.
Bulwark move too. It's pretty interesting.
That's a footnote. I'll be honest, that's a footnote.
Burnful Bunker, baby.
If you're running that, you gotta reevaluate your life.
Dude, I've seen it. Okay, it actually worked in one game. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
In one game. I've only seen it in one game, but it worked.
Wow. Anyways. Okay. I think that mon's broken with Terra for sure.
Yes. Unanimous.
Again, another broken guy with Terra. But I feel like Boulder is broken with Terra, but then not very good without Terra. I don't know.
Is it even broken?
Yeah.
I don't even know, man.
I think he's super ridiculous with Terra. I don't know. I have not enjoyed building for him with Terra the few times I've had to, or like the one time I had to play it.
Yeah.
But I also didn't feel that same level of pressure when I played Aster with it, like that Mon in particular. It was like, okay. And then I was mocking someone for it this week, and I had it, and I tried to use it, and I said, wow, this guy doesn't kill anything, like, at all. And it takes a lot to get it to +2. Again, it's still, like, a very mediocre typing. And when you can't Terra ground or Terra fighting, you don't kill anything with that +2 EQ or +2 CC that you need to kill it with, so.
In my mind, it's, like, literally just a win con at the end when everything's, like, a little weakened. You can come in with your booster speed and then just SD.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems
think it'll be
good.
okay with Terra. Not Terra, it's meh, in my opinion. I don't know. I think there's like broken stuff, kind of like Curum and the Lotties with Terra, where if you make this thing Terra 2, I think it's kind of similar. I don't think it should be Terra banned, to be honest. I don't think it's that insane.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say is I saw Aster run like booster attack plus agility, and I thought that was the silliest goose I ever saw. I was screaming at my monitor the whole time. The neighbors called. It was a whole deal because like he's like trying to set up a one-turn setup opportunity so he can win with his Iron Boulder. But like you could have just been booster speed and then just SD instead of agility, right?
Was there stronger. A Scarper? Was there a Scarper?
No, there wasn't.
Okay. I was like, maybe
he's
if
just
there's
a silly little goose.
Scarper, he's playing like bundle or some shit and doesn't want to get bundled or something like that.
No, I just wanted to just throw Aster under the bus real quick. That guy's so stupid and dumb.
It wouldn't be a King L5 video otherwise.
Nah, he's a nice guy though. He's nice.
Very
stupid, but he's a nice guy.
Quick caveat. Quick caveat. Fuck you, Aster. All right, let's continue.
Moving on. I'm sure he has his reasons, but the reasons probably are not that good.
Listen, L5 is the king of talking shit when he's 1-3 in the league. All right, so I don't want to hear it.
What?
He will call out your plays wrong when he loses to you too. He doesn't care. This fucking guy.
Yup.
I remember he was like, that play was incorrect after he lost already.
It was. It was the wrong play.
No, it wasn't. Stop.
Okay, it was. Anyway,
from a higher plane. No. You know, you get some real time to reflect down here at the bottom of the standings. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, for a guy like me, I can see more clearly than others.
Next level enlightenment.
If this vid goes up before my game versus Zooch, just know I get a little mad, and the hacks did not really matter. Let's be real.
That's
I was waffling a bit.
Your singing for the episode.
I was not singing. I was posting Chinese proverbs. Be sure to tune in.
Was it a live commentary though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure you'll be enjoying that one. Anyways, so another new mon that came out is Archalodon. Shout out to Aster once again, right?
I actually think this guy is crazy with Terra. I thought he was going to be kind of mid. I thought he was going to be kind of mid, and then I think everybody thought he was going to be kind of mid, just because, like, I don't know. He's Duraludon, but bigger, and Duraludon was super ass.
That's like kind of what we thought with King Gambit as well. We're like, oh, Bisharp is ass in draft, so King Gambit's going to be ass too. Turns out that was incorrect, right?
Yeah.
So I think shitty steel types in evolution. Yeah. We're good.
This here, I think, is less so a big difference, but it's still like better than I thought.
Yeah.
And with Terra, like this thing changing it, like our Steel Dragon's already really good, but like being able to flip type matchups, like I mean, I feel like you're gonna go like Fairy in like 90% of matchups when you Terra this guy, but it's also really good with Fairy. Like it's really fat. Whether it be like AV sets or like body press, like ID body press sets, just like rocks 3 attacks, just strong as hell. It's good on Rain, like if you do draft Rain, and I think we have a note like that Rain is a little bit better right now. So
we're so back.
We're
so back.
We're so back, Rain baby.
Rain hasn't been good in draft since like what 2020. No, it was definitely good in early DPL.
Mega
definitely.
Swampert was broken.
Well,
anyway,
I mean like when it was current gen.
All right, Draft League historians.
I'm trying to think who was.
It was current gen. That's the thing.
There was Gen 8 Rain that was good.
No, Gen 7.
Barrascuda. Hello.
Was Gen 7 in 2020?
I don't even know.
I guess it came out in 2017.
Maybe 2019.
Yeah, okay.
It was a long time ago.
That Gen 7 when Swampert fucking existed, or Mega Swampert existed.
Back in my day.
That's what I thought. I thought you were like, dude, Barrascuda Rain killed it in season 3.
Wait, I can find out when this was. I can find this out. Hold up. Because I have a video on my channel about the Rain meta in DPL.
Yeah.
That guy, 2 kills Toxapex.
Oh my god, broken. But yeah, Archalodon is cool. Like, it's got rocks, T-Wave too, so it's just very hard to kill and can be annoying. I think it has screens too. Like, he can do a lot of stuff. And you know, Electro Shot and Meteor Beam to boost his little special attack there.
You can even get a little shicey with like SD. Like he decent attack stat, like has like EQ and Stone Edge, and obviously like dual stabs are solid enough.
I didn't even know. The fuck.
Okay, yeah, so, the last time
he didn't get Scale Shot, he would be super shy for Scale Shot.
The last time Rain was like good in draft was literally June of 2019. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Quite literally 5 years. Archalodon has saved us. That's my boy.
We're so back.
And he got War Sphere, which like I don't think Duraludon had like last gen. So like I know body pressure is like good like in most instances, but like I don't know. If you don't think you're gonna get a stamina boost and you're like special attack invested, it could be a cool option.
He got that fighting coverage on him for real. Always got it on him.
Next up, Terapagos. You're the. It's you. You have Terapagos, right, Zooch? And
I do, but I don't know. I am not very good with him. Apparently,
I don't know how to use him at all.
Yeah, but he's broken. I just don't know what I'm doing.
So this guy basically has multi-scale too.
I think you're telling him when he fucking drafted it.
Listen, he's broken. He has all the coverage in the world. He could be physical or special. He's got rapid spin. He's got rocks. Okay.
He can be physical? Shit.
He can be, yeah. I think you just have to run leftovers on this guy so you can keep getting that broken ability over and over. And that's something I have not done. Okay. I've seen like Calm Mind, rest sets too.
Every week. Yeah.
Dude, that this Pokemon is really, really good. I don't know. It has Meteor Beam too to boost the shit, but like I don't know. I can't. Rock Polish, like, it has everything. Literally.
I watched Amel recently. He brought like Rock Polish, Meteor Beam, and it went crazy. When. Because nothing killed it. Like he was, even after he lost the multi-scale ability, like he like raw meteor beamed because the guy I lived to, I'm fine. And just like raw meteor beam got to +2/+2 and like smoked through a team.
Yeah,
super strong. And like toxic sets are cool too. Like because you had to bring some fat shit to check it. And like, it's like toxic tech leftovers with like 2 coverage moves.
Yeah,
and
I
it
wish it got
smokes.
taunt, but it doesn't have taunt. But yeah, and that base 120 move to basically make it
Boom burst or some
180
shit.
base power is like insane. Like the Terra Starstorm, because then you just need fighting coverage for the
Fighting ground fire. I've seen like ghost coverage too. You
skills.
go like Dark Pulse or I don't think it's Shadow Ball. I think it's Dark Pulse.
Yeah,
but
Dark Pulse. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
this
seen that
mon
for, like,
this one's basically
Bronzong.
like Gen 1 normal move pool meets Gen 9 stat spread, you know?
Yeah, it has everything.
Yeah.
It literally just doesn't have recover. That's it. You can do everything else.
very deliberately. I think Resto Chestos too, like, is also like really good in fast hits.
Also, yeah. Also, if you let Shed Tail be allowed, like Shed Tail into that Pokemon is GG because.
How do you break the? How do you break the
Yeah,
sub?
you can't break the sub because of the ability.
Shout out.
I'm taking close combat. I'm doing 7%. Gee, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, so those mons are like the main hitters, right? And then we got some less than stellar options.
Excuse me, we still have one more heavy hitter. Look at the bottom.
Oh,
Hello.
The goat.
Yeah,
The
The
goat.
goat.
you want to talk about Petrarunt now? Let's go ahead.
Petrarunt
This
is
mon
broken,
is
dude.
He said I
ass.
know way more
He's
about
so
this guy than
bad.
fucking Terapagos.
Bro, Petrarunt, dude, this
So
thing
bad.
literally doesn't. This thing 1v1'd L5's Chiem Pao. Oh
Wasn't it
my
banded?
god.
That she was
It was
banded, right?
banded and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fucking took 70 from a crunch, bro. Like, oh my god.
We were watching that game in BBR call live, and we were taking bets on whether or not it would kill or how much it would fucking do.
Okay, here's
and
the
it
thing,
did
right?
70.
Yeah,
Huh?
this
His
thing
defense is 1 million, right?
Yeah, 160.
But its move pool is so bad.
Dude, it doesn't
I feel like
need
that's what it
anything,
needs
bro.
to, though. Yeah, I mean, like, think like Gengar stabs are like unresist, right? And like this guy isn't strong, but it just means you're hitting like everything neutrally, and you're just poisoning everything. And the things that
Are
don't
you?
get poisoned, I mean, what resist poison and ghost? Is there anything like
Shout out to
super resistant?
Tyranitar,
Like fucking
my
Tinglu,
goat.
But
Dude,
again,
don't
you
you
just poison
Tyranitar
Tinglu.
1v1? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Tinglu. It was
Bro.
fucking adamant Tinglu in week 1.
Yeah. Max
Did
attack.
like 40% to your
Yeah.
Petrarunt.
Yeah.
With Earthquake, it was adamant max attack because I saw the pace because it was like right before Petrarunt got like officially launched.
Yeah.
So they sent me their pace, and it was like adamant weakness policy Tinglu. You poisoned it and then just recover stalled it until it hit
Yeah.
itself. Like,
Dude, I'm pretty sure versus L5 2 at the end, I could have just recovered versus Tyranitar instead of just toxic and dying, and I don't think he would have killed it.
Nah, I'm
knock
the
it
goat,
off, and then he has
basically.
no item, and you do 30% afterwards.
But
I
basically,
think 'cause
like,
it's so fast too. Like you could just parting shot on things you can't handle too.
no,
I had
but
parting
like,
shot.
steel type
That's
comes in. Now what? Wow.
Parting shot
That's
into
the
your
thing.
Terra,
I mean, you parting
anything.
shot, or like you could be super shice and run like mean look nightshade sets because like
I had that. Oh my god.
Oh
they
my
changed it.
god.
because
That's
like
broken.
what steel types break through Petrarunt? They're all physical. Like they don't do any damage. I'm trying to think of like a steel type that like.
Charchaladon. No, I'm just
Excadrill.
kidding.
I
Excadrill
feel like
does
our
not,
child
dude.
gets food killed by Shadow Ball unless he's AV.
I'm pulling up the calc right now with Excadrill.
That's what I mean. I'm trying to think like Heatran smokes you probably. Yeah, Heatran definitely smokes you. And then I'm looking at other like high tier
Bro.
steel types. There's like also no high tier steel types.
Yeah, right.
Excadrill is a roll to do over
Goldingo
half
smokes you.
with
Okay.
Goldingo
her.
def.
Okay, it doesn't matter though, does it?
And then foul
Dude, we're
play Bob.
waffling.
Dude, I think Petron's him. I saw
It is,
Amo
bro.
run defense curl last week, and it made me piss myself laughing. He
Yeah,
ran
I've had
defense
that.
curl weakness policy.
Yeah.
It,
Shout
like,
out to Amo.
smoked.
That's my boy.
I think it should definitely be higher tier for next season.
All right,
And-
next DPL
I think-
season, Petrarunt for 17 points. You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
So true. He literally beat Xianpao, and that guy's fucking banned.
Yeah.
What does that say about him? And he is a weaker type. What I learned from Pokemon is Dark types supposed to beat Ghost types, not the other way around.
Yep.
Oh, but that guy's broken. Speaking of broken, Iron Crown. Anyone? Somebody please draft him.
I've never seen this mon drafted ever, but I did see
either.
like a Blunder Pokemon Showdown live, and that mon carried. You know what I'm saying? So
That
therefore,
means
it must be good. It must be, right?
Dude.
Tachyon Cutter, bro.
Yeah.
Tachyon.
The move sounds so cool. Why don't people draft it?
He looks cooler than regular Cobalium.
He
'Cause
does.
he's
Yeah,
a
he looks
robot.
cool.
So that's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, he sets up a bunch. He, like you said before, like he can like booster like all of his stats. like
Wait,
Celesteela. He's like Celesteela type beat. Like everything besides attack, he can booster if he wants, and then you can agility, you can calm mind, you can iron defense, you can like be weakness policy bullshit too. With like this typing, it's like the perfect weakness policy type. You can stored power. You can be like AV, fucking scarf, volt switch around. Give him Thunderbolt though. No way you give this thing Supercell Slam in volt switch and say Thunderbolt's a little too much, guys.
Why does he not have Stealth Rock? What the fuck?
Why doesn't Boulder have Stealth Rock?
I hate steel types that don't have Stealth Rock. Okay.
That is a big downside. That is a big downside, I won't lie. Dude, he can even SD up. Big SD Iron Ground.
Like, I feel like agility weakness policy is pretty epic on him.
Yeah, you could also just be booster speed, I think, is more consistent.
Yeah. But then he can't be weakness policy.
Yeah. Anyways.
But if you're booster speed, though, it also, like, frees up a move slot.
Yeah.
Too. Like, away from agility. So where, like, you don't have to do that. You can go, like, either, like, dual stabs or, like, psychic move, like, stored power plus, like, focus blast.
Yeah, what I really want to see is, like, the stored power sets with access to, like, Terra fighting. Because, like, that's what's really broken about it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't need to keep the steel typing to proc the weakness. And
yeah,
no, I think this guy's cool. It's just, like, I think Zooch kind of remind me, too, like, him not getting rocks. It's always really hard to draft steel types without rocks.
Yeah, he's not really, like, a traditional steel. So you probably might need a secondary steel.
I mean, that's the case of a lot of steel types this gen, I'll be honest.
Jirachi, hello.
Who said anything about Jirachi?
This gen, my favorite. Gen 9 steel type. Jirachi. Hey, my favorite rocker is King Gambit, so.
Shout out. Yeah, no, that's a real steel type right there. Goddamn.
Real man's steel type.
Yeah. Alright, so there's only one more new mon, and I just wanted to start this one off. So Hydrapple, right? This mon, it's so funny because Applin got more hype than him. Do you remember people like posting Applin calcs all over the place? Like, oh my god, it takes an ice beam from Xmon. Like, wow.
Oh, you mean Apple? You're not even saying the right
No,
mon.
Applin.
No.
Applin.
Applin? Does Applin have thick fat too? The little guy?
No, it has Eviolite and like decent-ish stats. I remember specifically people being like, this mon's so fat. How does it live all these hits?
Somebody was fucking with you. 40, 40, 40, 40 is the book that I'm looking at right now.
Is it Applin or a different mon? No, Driplin. Driplin's the one.
Okay, yeah. No, you're right. I remember, and people were like, yo, this guy with
yeah.
He might be the truth, and then he was never drafted.
He was never the truth.
He's terrible. His sticky syrup move also wasn't very good.
All bark, no bite.
Super sweet syrup is probably the worst ability I've ever seen for draft too.
Shout out.
I mean, it's okay to make sure like you hit your Dracos, I guess.
I'm pretty sure it was Aster who was like hyping the hell out of this guy, which makes sense. Which makes sense. That guy is so stupid.
Why?
I just had to fit another jab in there. My bad. I didn't mean it that much.
Azur's just tucked into bed sleeping right now, and here you are on the internet yelling at him, making fun of him and his Diplin takes.
And he can't even fight back right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think this mon would be a lot better if it had like some sort of momentum, but it does not, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, it's one of the very few regenerator Pokemon that is ass.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he has cool coverage, and like the Fickle Beam move's funny. Like you just randomly have like a move stronger than Draco for no reason.
Yeah, like what is that? What is that?
Only sometimes, dude. In the game too, when he usually uses it, it's just the head going and like spitting out a beam. And then when it gets all super powered, like
big mad.
12 heads pop out the cut and shoot like a hyper beam. It's crazy looking. Super fire. He also gets Sucker Punch, apparently. That's demon. But like they gave him like cool moves and everything. Like they really wanted this guy to work. Like they gave him Earth Power and fucking Hydro Pump for some reason. They gave him Nasty Plot out of nowhere. I think just Grass Dragon is a really bad typing.
Irredeemable is the word I would use.
Yeah. Like, even if it was just, like, Dragon, or just Grass, or if they, like, changed it to Poison Dragon because it, like, poisoned the apple. Like, Poison Dragon with regen and, like, Sludge Bomb plus these stats would actually be super fucking shysty.
The only way they can make this mon viable is if they gave a base 160 speed.
Jesus, I don't know
I
about
think that would be a little.
Call it Mega Sceptile 2.
I feel like we think Dragalge is good. I feel like this would be better Dragalge if he was a poison type with like poison stat.
Yeah,
and shit.
well, Dragalge would be good with base 160 speed too, you know?
All right, we've kind of lost the plot there a little bit. I'm not on the ones, just for legal purposes. I'm not on the Hydrapple 160 speed.
Oh, you want to make a stance here? This is where you put your foot down.
I need to put it clear. I don't want to be associated with such a take.
It's okay. So everyone in the world except for ogalbina wishes for Hydrapple to be base 160 speed and a poison type.
We took some of my. I'll take it. Returning Mons is next, though.
All right. So what Mons came back and are actually important enough for a mention, right? Because there's some Mons that came back, nobody cares, right?
Are you kidding me? I was really excited that Dodrio came back.
Who?
For real.
I fuck with Dodrio. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think they gave him a fighting move. I'm not
He
sure.
already had a fighting move. Oh
yeah,
God.
but that move
He
got
already had
snapped.
double kick.
But that so true. He
But,
definitely.
But yeah, Superior with Terra Stellar broken. Oh,
No. This one.
broken.
Think about it. Think about it for like 5 seconds, all right? So
No.
remember when like the Mons first dropped and people were like, "Oh, which is going to be the better contrary user, Superior or Enamorous?" Well, well, I mean,
they're both epic.
No. Enamorous is
You have
him.
to use, usually.
I think Serp is good, right? Like Serp with Terra is good.
Yeah, but you
But
can't
that
be running
also means
Stellar.
that something, yeah.
You just can't.
Oh yeah, I don't think Stellar's good. I was talking about it like with the example of like, say like Zapdos comes on your Leaf Storm, you Stellar Terra, and you're like, nice, +2 Stellar Blast, 100 base power. That's never super effective off my 75 special attack set. I do 40%.
Yeah,
I'm
shout
ass.
out.
And then I die. And I also still am a grass type.
Yeah.
I think you like want to be like ground, fire, ice, rock types every week because they give you like actual like coverage because your move pool is terrible. Whereas like Enam doesn't need to because his move pool is really good and he doesn't have 75 special attack.
Yeah, he has
Like,
real
he's not
stats.
weak.
And by he, I
Yeah.
mean the Mon that is only female. Just I wanted to point that out.
Yeah, but I'm a boy.
And Amorous is
Pokemon
him.
Boy 'cause you're cool. No, I think like, but again, I don't think Serp's bad with Terra. It's just like, if you can Terra Mons like Latios with, you can Terra Mons like Tornti. I'm just picking random shit off the board. Manaphy. Do you want to Terra your Serp? Like, do you want to spend that much money on it? And then obviously, if you're not tearing it, it's like not really great. It's draftable, but like as like a 8-point, 9-point guy who's just gonna like glare. Leaf Storm, some team that got super chipped. So I feel like he was not as good as we thought he was gonna be. Like we thought he was gonna be super broken. I remember like not like in like more like standardized scenes and like bigger leagues and stuff like that. But I remember sitting around people like, dude, we're gonna have to fucking ban Cert from tearing. He's gonna be way too broken with that shit. And it was, it was not the case.
Back to reality. Shout out to Superior.
I wish I still had defog. It does not.
Yeah,
He doesn't. Nothing fucking does.
yeah.
I
It's
know.
a
Stay
common
tuned for the
theme.
show for more of that.
Yeah.
Big drills. Dude, segues. Speaking of removal,
Oh.
that's not defog. Excadrill.
Oh, what a
We have our
segue.
local Excadrill. We
This
have our
guy's the
local
goat.
Excadrill.
This is why he
connoisseur.
has several thousand subscribers. He's a master of segues.
To wait till I get to the ad read.
Oh.
For,
Oh.
Pokehub.
Wait, we're
Pokehub
sponsored?
ad read.
Let's go.
Yeah, sponsored by Pokehub. Big shots to Sean.
Pokia. That was so funny, man.
All right,
That guy's the
drill.
goat.
But yeah, Drill's pretty good, I think.
Alright, so Mr. King L5, that's me, drafted Terra Excadrill in TGS.
LeBron James?
Basically, yeah, this one is LeBron James, like for real. But basically, I drafted it because Darkrai told me it would be broken. That's the person Darkrai, not the Pokemon Darkrai. Just so we're
You
clear.
Speak to me. Darker told me it was gonna be broken. The Enamor said, "You're tripping, dude."
I promise I'm not on drugs. Anyways, so Excadrill, I drafted Sand around it, obviously, and like Excadrill always has a chance to win all these matchups, right? I'm like, if I can just get an SD up, it kind of kills everything, right? But then you have to get the SD up, and that's a little harder than it might seem.
And have sand turns too.
Yeah, you have to like play pretty smart on your sand turns. But like the Mon Excadrill itself is like hella good. I think it's like very strong.
What do you think about this isn't drill, but like, how do you feel about T-Tar? I feel like T-Tar's also like not been super pog. He got knockoff, and I thought he was gonna be him again.
Makes him broken, yeah.
I thought he got knockoff again, so like I'm very hopeful, but I also have not drafted him.
Yeah, he just has so many weaknesses. It's like really hard, and he's slow. That's the thing.
It feels hard to like, and again, you're like if you're trying to facilitate drill a lot of the times, not every time, but a lot of times you're gonna be running like smooth rock sets. That means you're not Chopple or AV or like
it's tough.
Whatever other set that like helps you not be O-code by half of the game.
That being said, my most recent game that I played, which will be going up in like a while, T-Tar was amazing that matchup. So it's like hit or miss, but mostly miss. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. If you have the drill, it's kind of a necessary evil. So you end up kind of bringing both of them.
Also, he got like 6% rolled twice. So like it is what it is.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't that rock polish, right, T-Tar, by the way?
No, it lost it. Which is fucking crazy. Because they took it away from everything that wasn't a rock. And they're like, the rock guy, though, he doesn't get it anymore.
Yeah. T-Tar is like Mr. Rock, the person. Yeah. Dwayne the Rock Johnson, anybody? Is that T-Tar?
Yo, I get it. Keldeo.
I would...
Alright, we're moving on to Keldeo. Now this Mon...
Keldeo.
It got Vacuum Wave. That's good.
I don't know.
Did he keep Scald?
No.
No.
I feel like that's really bad. Because, like, there's a lot of that sort of kill doesn't, like, break through things, but, like, it forces specific things in that get burned, and that helps everything else. But now it doesn't do that. So you get to click flip turn for, like, 3% and get into something else, but you're not super forcing progress in that. Like, in every instance. Whereas, like, I feel like Scald, you can just brainlessly click it and get a burn, and then good things will happen from there. Because then when you flip turn and rocks are up and there's a burn, it's, like, actually taking damage every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Keldeo's okay. Again, it's just, like, with every offensive warder, you need to have a defensive warder.
Yeah, I've been, like, satisfied.
Don't talk to L5 about that.
I've been satisfied with Keldeo so far using it. I think it does its job.
L5 has his defensive water closure. It's like 180 defense.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That guy's fat as shit. He just runs AV, and then he has Hello Spadef, too.
Yeah, unkillable demon, right? Alright, Keldeo, basically as advertised. I think the Mon just does what it's supposed to do.
Vacuum was cool.
It feels very similar to, like, Gen 7 Keldeo in terms of, like, power level.
More Astroglaze during the draft for BBR. Somebody drafted round 1 Keldeo, Braden, and we were like, yo, that's a round 1 Keldeo, let's go. And he was like, nah, Keldeo's the truth stand. It got Vacuum Wave. I was like, yeah, that's fire. And he's like, it also got Pain Split. I said, when are you clicking that?
Right?
Pain Split is on the Chansey? Like, I don't know what we click it on.
So yeah, because Keldeo doesn't usually beat Chansey, yeah.
Sub Pain Split Keldeo, so you can beat Chansey. Is actually specifically the set.
Trailblaze for the waters too. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Gastrodon
god.
has never been so feared. So fearful, you know.
I guess you can. I feel like Focus Blast just more than Trailblaze.
100%.
Like Life Form Focus
100%.
Blast.
Probably, yeah.
Or even Secret Sword. But he have like 72. That's a lot of attack. That's like Petrarant attack.
Dude, if you run Focus Blast Keldeo, you have like a massive cock. Just all I'm saying. I've ran that before. Just throwing that out there.
Just so everybody knows, yeah. I've ran it before.
Shout out to my massive cock. Anyway.
Shout out to Drizzy Drake. All right, next the lobbies.
No, cure him.
Oh, cure him. Oh, fuck this guy.
We love cure him.
I hate this guy. This guy's so broken with Terra. He needs to be banned from tearing. Fun fact, I don't like him at all.
So a little bit of lore update here. So ogalbina got swept by a Terra Curum. And
It
now
wasn't
he's a
Dragon
little
Dance.
upset. He's a little
It wasn't-
upset.
It wasn't Dragon Dance. Fun fact: it just clicked protect the whole game, and I couldn't kill it. He did.
That's how protect
again,
works.
Going into the season, I thought like Terra Kirim would be like super good, but I was like, dude, he can't even roost anymore. Like, you just wear him down. No, he just doesn't fucking die, and when he doesn't have to be boots because he's not an ice type, he does. He just gets lefties back for the whole game.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I need to prep for sub pressure. But then you get swept by like DD, like Terra Electric or some shit, or you get like smoked by like Choice Specs Terra Ice, and Ice Beam just kills everything on your team.
Yeah.
Like,
So it is very good with Terra. I don't know if I would ban it just because it doesn't have Roost anymore. So like it has to have lefties or rest, I guess. But it's still very good. It should not be 18 points like it is. And I think that's a bit of a troll. But
yeah,
I don't know.
He's not fun. I did not like that guy. I didn't think Roos was. I thought Roos would like kind of bring him down a peg, but he was ridiculously annoying. Because again, I brought up for like every Kirim under the sun besides sub protect. Because I was like, dude, he's not gonna be fat. He's just gonna kill everything on my team because he does. But then you realize that he's so bulky and strong that he doesn't need to be like invested at all to 2-hit KO everything he was already going to 2-hit KO.
So you prepped for every set except for the one that came. That might be a skill issue.
Unfortunate.
Unlucky is what we call it, actually.
And then just the ability to be physical or special too is pretty epic.
Like loaded dice sets are super good too. Like with Terra, like Icicle Spear, Scale Shot, like Terra Blaster, your choice, is really strong. I think with DD.
True.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's enough about Kirim. Mon is just good.
Better dragon time.
Yeah, so two of the more impactful mons that dropped are the two Lotties. Latios, Latias. Sheesh! These guys are good.
Better.
These guys are good as hell. Now, I've recently been on the Latios train, like Latios apologist, and it's good to be finally validated by Latios being like the best Terra user of all time. So I'm a little bit exaggerating there, but this mon is like hella good. I see a lot of Terra Electric Levitate like stuff, so you have no weaknesses, and then you have like Latios Bulk plus Calm Mind, Stab T-Bolt, plus whatever coverage you want. It's so good, man.
Bolt
So
Beam,
good.
Dragon Electric, Or, like you see like Terra Steel, Terra Poison.
Immune to
even,
T-Wave.
Like, even seen Terra Fairy. It got natural fairy coverage too. Like two fairy coverage.
Alluring
like,
Voice.
And Draining Kiss.
Yeah.
Like two fairy moves just for free. He didn't have any of those before, or she didn't have any of those before. It's weird because like I thought Latias was gonna be good with Terra, but like in my head, like going into it, I just tunnel on because I'm a big Latios guy. I love that guy in drafts. He's so much fun to use. So it's like, yo, this guy with Terra and the buffed, Luster Purge, he's gonna be fucking insane with Terra, and he is very good with Terra. Like he's still very good. But like Latios is debatably better than Latios with Terra, which is
for the first time ever. For the first time ever in draft.
And it's never been close. Like it's never been relatively close in draft. And suddenly it's like, do I get round one Latios? Like again, a sentence that has never been uttered before.
Dude, my fucking dumbass had Latios on the team and I had Terra Landorus for 4 weeks. I was like, what the fuck was I doing? But
hey,
I mean,
man, it can happen. When Gen 7 first dropped, I saw a Z Nidoking. So like we all go through our learning stages, right?
Yeah, but I think just the ability to make Latios like not have a weakness if you go Terra Electric with its base stats and recovery and shit is just like insane. And his way to boost its stats too.
And and it's not a gem where like everything has toxic like before.
Yeah, I was just about to say toxic is like basically cut from the decks, like low key.
Unless you have Pesherat.
Yeah, but
and that's when
that's
you grab
the thing.
from Latios.
That's the thing. The only toxic is like poison types, which like I'm gonna bring in my poison type on Latios. Yeah, brilliant idea.
Latios' best counter is like Belly Bolt with toxic or something.
That's my goat though.
Even then, if you're like or you could even like just be like sub CM in that regard or something like that, like smash through it, like.
And like only one team can have Belly Bolt.
I have the Belly Bolt.
God, Belly Bolt.
Shout out.
Yeah.
It's my boy.
Yeah, I mean, there's, and again, it just, insane mon. And it's still naturally strong, too. You don't need to be invested for your T-bolts to do a lot when they're stab and +1 and things like that.
Yeah, it's not going to be like a wall breaker, but it will do like consistent damage. Like, it'll get progress. Latios.
When you're Slowking and just toxic it,
Latios on the other hand, Latios click a Draco Meteor, something die. So-
Terra Dragon, Terra Psychic with like Luster Purge is also like ridiculously strong. Like fairy types don't check Latios anymore unless you're like Covert Cloak and Max Spadef and take 2 specs hits.
That's so
somehow.
copium. That's so copium, man.
Like I don't know. Yeah, Covert Cloak Clef. Let's go.
Brilliant.
I don't know like what takes 2 hits from other than like Ting Lu checks you, but even then, like if you're like Terra Dragon Draco, you do a lot, or you could be like Terra Water into it. Like there's a ton of different options, and you can do like the fat CM sets too.
Yeah,
Not as
like
good
recover.
as Latios. Yeah, not as good as Latios, but like you can for sure pull them off still. Like Terra Electric with like either Dragon or Bolt Beam, just literally the same exact thing as Latios, just like stronger and not as bulky. Like he's
Raining
pretty ridiculous.
Kiss broken as well.
Did Latios get it too? Let's go.
I don't know if
I don't think
actually, I'm
so.
not sure if
I don't
Latios
think
had
so.
it.
I was
Maybe
gonna
just
say I
Latios.
think only Latios got like the
Oh, that sucks.
fairy coverage, but Terra Fairy Latios, ew.
Yeah. You're right.
So basically, the
Yeah.
patriarchy is dead. Latios did not get fairy coverage. Let me
Hey, but
double
he got
check
flip
that.
turn, though, which is definitely usable.
True. Flip turn.
I'm not gonna click my damn near like unguardable stab combination. I'm gonna get momentum when you're switching because I'm a draft league player.
Yeah, Latios no fairy moves. I just double checked.
Okay. No, I love Latios though. I think Latios is like better with Terra, but Latios is still really fucking good right now. Like I think he's in a really really good spot, and like dragons in general. I think we have that later, but like dragons in general are really strong right now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
next
hopefully the
up,
devs nerf them.
Dude,
Blaziken.
come on, Overwatch.
Blaziken.
You just went over my boy Swampert. That's
Okay,
messed up.
Swampert. I have Swampert. Knock off broken, flip turn broken. That's it.
Yeah, he does his thing. He's better
Shut up.
Seismitoad officially now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's official, guys.
We never need
Seismitoad is
Seismitoad to
dead.
come back ever again.
Yeah.
We just need a water absorb item in Gen 10, and then Seismitoad will be snapped from the deck forever.
Imagine that, a water absorb item.
That would be insane.
Bro.
It's specifically only for Swampert. It's called Seismitoadite.
If they were gonna do that, they would just bring back Absorb Bulb and rework it a little.
Is Absorb Bulb not in the game?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But the
So
item
I
is
haven't
ass.
fucking used it. I don't know.
The item is
Absorbable.
terrible.
No, it is.
It was a different
Okay,
time.
now we can get to Blaziken Fraud Watch.
Is
Okay,
Blaziken
but
a fraud?
Is it a
Probably.
fraud though?
I think he's good. I really do think it's good. I don't know. I think I drafted really bad around it. My team's very ass. And he's definitely overpriced. And I think like the issue is like there's a lot of things overpriced this season, and I happen to draft a lot of them. So like my team has like 3 Pokemon because everything I got was overpriced. So I don't think necessarily the mons on my team are bad. It's just I'm missing out on a lot of pieces, and I think it's like made Blaziken suffer because like Blaziken has really good matchups in most instances. It's just kind of a difficult mon to facilitate with, but I don't know. I don't think SD is great. I think just like protect 3 attacks is always going to be your move. Whether it be physical, special, mixed, like it's really strong, has crazy coverage. It still OHKOs like half the game. Like nothing was in my thing with Blaziken. I know a lot of people think like he's very ass, blah, blah, blah. He's like no debate. I still think he's like a top end mon because in my mind, Blaziken's been way too broken in the past, right? Because there's been little to no defensive counterplay. And I get now there's like more offensive counterplay, like guys that can like deal with him offensively much better. But like there's still nothing was introduced that's like, yo, that's like 3 Blaziken checks there. Nothing in Gen 9 checks Blaziken that was like introduced at all. It's all old shit, like you like Slowbros and Garchomps and shit like that, you know, check it, which were already in the game, where he was still like considered broken for last, you know, like 10 years in draft. So I think he's still good. He just might be a little overpriced. But I think he's still really strong.
I think that item Rocky Helmet is like its worst enemy, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just because
I
if you
do
run-
feel super forced to run Overheat a lot because Flare Blitz just kills me in one attack.
Yeah, I think like a leftovers protect set would be good because like you can get back the chip that you took from Flare Blitz.
I ran Citrus in one of the last couple games and like 4 like Flare Blitz recall and then helping out. That was the game. Well, that's the game that goes up in like 2 days, so I don't know when this is gonna be.
Stay tuned.
And that guy would have won if he didn't get paired a lot. So like that was cool, and
True.
I would have won because I was getting like I had enough like recoil health with Citrus. So like that's valid. I think that's definitely fair.
Yeah. I think it'd be a lot better too if he had nasty plot and not just SD.
Yeah.
Because if you SD again, you're probably running flare blitz, so you're gonna kill yourself.
No.
In game, of course.
Yeah, in game.
In Minecraft. In Pal World. In Pal World.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Blaziken is like a little too frail for my taste. I like my mons to be able to take a hit.
That's kind of like the Gen 9 archetype, right? Is like living a hit and doing 8 million back.
Yeah.
Big Iron Hands moment type thing, but.
Although I don't remember.
Even like all the offensive guys, even guys like Chien-Pao, like obviously like you're typing shitty, but like neutral attacks, you don't die.
Yeah.
You still live one and can get off an SD or like pivot in, take a hit, and then kill something. Like if you don't take hazards, like even all the offense, fucking Terapagos, Palafin, all those guys, they all live a hit and then nuke something.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember where I saw it, but I did see like a Blaziken SD and then click upper hand against someone else's priority and like code them on. So like that was hella cool to watch.
I almost brought that shit against Aster because I was getting smoked by Greninja and Mox, and I ended up doing it to Vacuum Wave, and then I took off my fucking Stone Edge. But I ended up changing to Vacuum Wave, but upper hand like Oko's Gren, which is super sick, into like a Water Shuriken. Vacuum Wave doesn't Oko Gren, only does like 60% if you're like special with Life Orb. Upper hand, it's like anti-priority, like Sucker Punch. It flinches the opponent, but it only works like if the opponent uses Prio.
Oh, but it goes before the Prio?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you click extreme speed with your Dragonite and I click upper hand, it blocks the E speed and flinches you.
Interesting.
It's definitely more of a doubles move, but like it has like.
But I have seen it once.
Yeah, it has like 3.5 niche uses in singles.
Yep. I think that's enough about Blaziken. Keep it schmovin'. So speaking of rain being back, Kingdra has returned. The goat Kingdra.
I've never seen it in draft yet, so.
Yeah, well.
I feel like people are scared to draft it and then like tear it because he's like not that expensive or like that like immediately oppressive of a guy. But I've used this guy in like OU a couple times, and like on paper, what switches into Terra Water in the rain? Like I remember funny Floatzel calcs. Like, but what do you do about Kingdra in the rain? I feel like literally nothing. Like Choice Specs, Terra Water in the rain. I think just like Oko's everything. That guy's Dracovish. But also faster.
Yeah.
But also faster than everybody and not base 70 speed. Like, you're like has to hold a scarf. Like you're just like modest specs. Or you go like Life Orb and you like Hydro Pump into Draco everything, or Hydro Pump into Hurricane or Ice Beam or something like that. And like literally kill everything. There's like nothing that takes that hit.
Ogre on water.
Dude, you get fucking hurricaned.
Oh.
This shit takes like 70, I think, from Hurricane, which is insane. So like, I don't know. And not much Oko's at back. Water Dragon's like really good. Obviously you tear into Pure Water, but also Water's really good. Like Pure Water is also a good typing. So I feel like your only way of defensively beating it is like not defensively beating it and killing the rain. And making sure there's no more rain. And that's how you beat it.
The main idea here is rain could be back in draft. Try it out.
We'll try it season 2 for sure.
I think everyone should draft rain.
Not if I do it first. I'm drafting Polytoad Pelipper.
Oh, and the Monopoly? Oh my god. This guy knows something that I do not.
I will no matter what have the best rain team if I draft both of those guys.
Facts. Alright, so here's a real mon, right, that came back. Metagross. Now, this guy got a bunch of moves, right? What did he get?
Psychic Fangs, Knockoff, Heavy Slam.
Wait, it got knockoff? I thought it always had knockoff. No?
No.
Oh, shit, okay. Psychic Noise.
Shout out.
So true, the best move in Draft League. Everybody runs it.
True.
So that their psychic types don't get drain punched.
Oh, wait, that's actually broken.
It more so acts like a taunt, but also an attack, you know? For like breaking down.
No, it's good when like Wish guys or like Screentail comes in and he's like shut down by the move. And just gets 27 hit KO'd, but can't ever do anything.
Yeah. 27 hit KO'd is crazy.
But he's not getting lefties or Wish up, so he's done. He's cooked.
Facts.
But Metagross is like, it still does what it's always done. It just like does it slightly better.
Yeah, it's got a few more tools in its arsenal, but like the mon is great anyways.
Psychic Fangs, yeah, Psychic Fangs doesn't miss, so like it's better than Zen Headbutt and stronger than Psycho Cut. Knockoff is top 3 move ever, and Heavy Slam is like good in some matchups, and that's it. It just gets up rocks. They didn't give him Shift Gear, so he's not broken, unfortunately. But
it can happen, yeah.
He's got agility, same thing, pretty much.
No.
With Meteor, Mash, Bash,
nope.
Buff. Explosion too is fun.
Yeah, it's nice that we get another like viable steel type to drop, because like we really are missing a lot of those.
Yes, that's true. Corbinate? No, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
Okay, but we have a epic one next Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, another steel type brought to you by PokeHub. Empoleon.
Broken.
I don't know. I feel like everybody was like, "Yo, Empoleon's gonna be so." I feel like everybody's yelling how broken Empo is gonna be when he got Roost, but I never see him click Roost. Ever.
I think
clicked it a couple times.
I think defensive Empoleon is trolling. To be honest, if you're running Roost, you're wrong.
Yeah, or I feel like I see like utility like 3 attacks rock sets, or like flip turn rocks 2 attacks. Or I guess flip turn is an attack, but it doesn't count. But like just like momentum, either like fat bulky utility guy or like just like modest 3 attacks rocks and do a lot of damage because he has good coverage.
Yeah, me personally, I'm a agility like sub into torrent type of guy.
Dude, he's getting the Pattaya berry. He's PPing it out right now.
Dude, I brought Empoleon to 2 games in our league, and both sets it only had 1 attacking move.
That's crazy.
It was flip turn.
It was Ice Beam and Flash Cannon.
Oh my god. You need to go outside or something. Overcooked.
You're playing the wrong generation.
No, Roar and Roost is epic on him, okay? Just saying.
It's a nice tool, but like you lost Scald, so like what's a bulky water doing without Scald? Yeah.
That's true. That's a big one. Yeah, you get punished by so many things. Or you can't punish anything. I guess this is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can set up with my dragon in his face now, or you're either forced to roar, and then if I know your roar, next time you have to roar again, and I'm gonna earthquake and do 65%, and set up again later. So.
In their head, that's crazy.
Dude, I'm conditioning, as they say.
Yeah.
Condition the opponent.
Is that what you're doing in TGS?
Nope, not too well.
You're conditioning your opponents to see an easy win, and that's when you strike.
To, jump off a bridge in Minecraft. Being conditioned to ruin my mental state.
Make sure you land in some water, bro.
In Minecraft.
Hit the bucket tech, please.
Aloe is very epic because of flip turn.
Yeah, getting flip turn is like huge. Taunt,
but flip turn is broken now on it.
But I feel like you only use it as a pivot, really. Like he's kind of an ass wish passer because he does, like you said, get owned by taunt. But he kind of just comes in and knocks in flip turns and like healing wishes sometimes. And again, wish can usually just be a 4 slot. Like you can go like scald, flip turn, wish, knock a lot of times, or you can like substitute one of those out for like healing wish or something like that. But you're never like wish, protect, scald, toxicking like you used to back in like in the good old days of draft back in my day when things could click protect and not be punished.
Dude, in Gen 6 when that was the main gen, boomer, right? I would draft Aloe all the time and just like toxic wish protect all over the place. I won so many games like that, but you can't do that anymore because people are like better at the game. They bring taunt, they bring encore, they bring sub, they bring all these moves that nobody even like thought about back in the day because we were all bad. But
I think it's still pretty solid.
Goes, oh no, yeah, I feel like he's no. Actually, this is the one. Yeah, I think this. I've always been an adamant Aloe hater because of how passive he is, but like flip turn alone has made him like a good Pokemon to me. And if you can just get in, get out, take a hit, flip turn out. Like you still have to be wary of like guys like subbing on you, but I feel like that's not half as common as like how often Aloe would just get like taunted or encored and everything. Or just get toxic to itself and it could never wish protect because it was old gens where it could just like everything could toxic it.
Yeah, I think Aloe's quite good in this gen. Just like it does its job. Like it clocks in 9 to 5. It tries its best.
Yeah. It's not gonna come every game too because it is still somewhat exploitable, but like he's decent. I mean, he checks whatever you need him to. It's like a fat water, but yeah. Skarmory, speaking of Gen 6 goats who don't do anything ever anymore.
Yikes, Skarmory.
Pig Scarm. He's better than Corviknight because he has rocks and spikes.
Yeah, that's a low bar though.
That is a low bar.
Like if you're playing,
this third grader
if you're doing a limbo,
the ground man.
If you're doing a limbo, it would be very difficult.
But Corviknight has defog. This thing does not.
Don't care. Spikes.
Set up those spikes just to get defogged. Get owned.
Don't care, didn't ask you. Plus, you're a Corviknight.
Owned. Anyways, this mon.
I don't think Scarm's good though.
Nah,
It's just not as bad.
Yeah. If you're looking for a mon that's like actually good though, I think Blastoise. If we can move on.
Wait, why does Skarmory have X Scissor? The fuck?
It's not important,
He's
bro.
looking for some saving grace. Bug move to hope he got U-turn.
Yeah, he actually did, hon. I know. The allegations, they're crazy right now. So Blastoise, right? I have it.
Broken.
I have it on. In writing, aka I heard him say it in a video. Mounte's favorite Pokemon in draft is Blastoise. So therefore, I gotta bow down to the king and agree with him. Blastoise is the GOAT.
You want to sell us more than Mounte really likes it?
I mean, it's really good. Like Rapid Spin, Shell Smash, especially if you could Terra it. But I mean, obviously, you don't really want
it's
to.
decent.
Blastoise now.
It's decent
you would
defensively.
only Terra it if you'd have 2 Pokemon to Terra.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
it's like it's all right defensively, and then offensively you have the Shell Smash threat, right? Which can obviously be Mirror Herb, so you have to watch out for that. But like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the case for all setup sweepers, right?
Garp Water Spout though.
Yeah, I've ran that before. It's a good
He's
set.
another guy like Empo though. Like losing Scald is so lame. Like that
Yeah.
really sucks for defensive Blastoise.
I think
Like
Blastoise
punishing
more
like any kind of spin blocker or grass type that switches in with like a Scald burn.
like more comfortably
usually really
Blastoise
nice.
can run like mono flip turn compared to Empoleon, right? I feel like it just fits the
Empoleon
one better.
can do it too. Jesus.
Nah,
Off the hate.
nah.
Unfortunately, Empoleon isn't rapid spinning before he flip turns
Exactly.
out. I don't.
Yeah, it's defogging. GG.
But
Doesn't
Blastoise
get
is, like, one of,
defog.
like-
Doesn't get
Blastoise is
defog.
one-
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Exactly. Blastoise is like also like one of like 5 good rapid spinners in the game. Like he's not like there are mons that can spin block him and like aggressive play can like block the spin, but it's not as like free as like spin blocking like a fucking Fortress or something like that, right? Like
Shout out
he's
to
still like decently
Fortress.
strong. Or,
Worst
like you could be
Pokemon
like
ever.
again, you could be we love us some Fortress.
We?
You can be like everybody.
I like
Drafted
Fortress.
fans.
I want to
Drafted
chip with
fan.
Fortress. Don't be hating
No,
on
no,
Fortress.
no.
That guy's terrible. I hate Fortress. I've drafted him once. He is like, I die, or I get up a spike and cuss that boom. He's not, unfortunately, not a rapid spinner.
And the
in
boom
any
does
sense of
what?
the world.
40? Shout out.
Yeah, or, oh no, my physical attacker that has 40 special attack just OHKO'd him with flamethrower. Fuck. What do I do?
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, no, I think, but like again, you go like offensive, like spin sets, and you know really pressure the spin blockers too. I think potentially, and again, I think you have Dark Pulse. That's a cool coverage move.
Yeah.
For the spin blockers, and then you Ice Beam, and you have Shell Smash, and you got Flip Turn. He's a cool guy, and his in-game model looks way cooler now. He shoots out of his cannons, so Wi-Fi player and me fucks with Blastoise.
Mount endorsed.
That's probably why Mountay likes him so much. He's cool,
Yep.
and Mountay wears nice suits, so you know he has good taste.
You know it.
That's true.
P2 or PZ, both of these guys are bad. I think P2 is really funny because like last gen was like the best P2's ever been because he could teleport. Now like he wasn't like super common. Like it wasn't like everybody. There's always a P2 going in every league, but like it was good. It just like took every ghost hit that you needed to take from Pult Spectre and then either like Toxic, T-waved, or teleported out. But now it lost Toxic and teleport, and it's like one of the worst spawns in the decks. Like, I have not seen it drafted or even considered being drafted once.
I've seen it in the PPL. Someone drafted it, and let's see, I've watched them lose with it. You know?
I was gonna say, has it done anything good? I don't know who drafted that. Does anybody? Is it like Terra? Maybe he could be cool in like the Wi-Fi
No.
low tier Terra rules, I guess. Like you could get him some cool typings. You can make him a ghost type.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
I feel like PZ with Terra normal adaptability could be epic.
The only issue is how the adaptability of multiplier works with Terra. They like nerfed it specifically. It goes from like 2 times to 2.25 or something like that. You're right. You're saying right, L5?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
What the fuck?
It's like less than half of a life orb. You can think about it.
Because I remember in a Wi-Fi league I played in last DLC, someone drafted Crawdon and Terra Crawdon. They're like, yo, because they had like rain. They're like, yo, these fucking Aqua Jets about to be hidden. And then they did calcs with it week 1 and immediately dropped it because it did not work how they thought. Like, they were like, wait, this does like 5% more. This doesn't fucking do anything.
They were expecting like a 3x.
Like there is. Yeah, they were like, I mean, you think like, you know, the Terra boost and the double, and no, it did not do that. They like very explicitly made it to where like adaptability wasn't too much with Terra. So like, that's how I knew, like, I don't know. Because I remember like pre-gen, people thought like PZ was going to be shiced with Terra, but he was not. Man.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Wow. That's all the guys though.
Yeah, that's all the ones that we, you know, noted down anyways. There's more mons, but they're all ass.
Let us know in the comments below if we called your favorite returning Pokemon ass.
Please, you have to be big mad. I need the engagement.
Just know, if you do, L5 thinks you're bad. You should tell him you're upset that he thinks
that. Putting words in my mouth? That's crazy.
I'm getting you the engagement. People love to hate in the comments.
Yeah, if you hate in the comments, I will hate you right back, okay? We can have a long discussion, 50 comments long.
For the viability of Empoleon as a bulky water type.
Let's get some essays down in the comments. Right, I need to practice my reading.
It's gonna take me really long to respond, but I will get your ass.
Anyways, so
I don't. All right, our popular rule sets, like the different like rule changes and like developments throughout the thing, because I feel like Gen 9 is like the biggest volatility we've had with like either Terra rules or what's banned and allowed and across like specific leagues, whether it be like the giant fucking divide between Showdown and Wi-Fi, or like even like X Showdown League allows Zamazenta and this one never does, and then they swapped and this one did this season, the other one doesn't, or this league allows Geo Speed and the other one doesn't. So like it's super different across the board.
Yeah, I've been trying to do my best to like try to standardize it somewhat through like my influence in the community. Shout out to DPL. And one thing that we were like really successful in doing is really pushing for Terra Preview, because before DPL that did not exist, believe it or not. So we had to like create a custom format. We had some guys like program it into Showdown. It was like a whole thing, and now it's pretty much used everywhere in Showdown draft leagues, which is like so good. I think that's like
did my best.
Amazing.
I did my best to do it in Wi-Fi. For obviously we don't have a format we can plug in on Wi-Fi, but like for BBR we ran like a summer/fall tournament, and we did free Terra Preview, and everybody that played it like fucked with it. Like either whether it be Showdown players that were playing in Wi-Fi because it wasn't like upload required, or like Wi-Fi guys that just don't play in Showdown leagues. They're like, yo, I remember at first people were like, I don't know about this free Terra shit. And then they played it and like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like when I knew what it was going in, it was fine because I built for multiple types and I didn't have to guess what the type was when I went in. But Wi-Fi players are very apprehensive about it. They do not fuck with the idea of free Terra. I had multiple coaches starting dropping BBR when I tried to bring it up.
Why? That's so weird.
They're just not. They're just not in the community.
Wi-Fi people don't play as much, so when they like find their like sweet or what they're used to or what they want, it doesn't fucking change at all. So I very much so tried in like the Wi-Fi scene, but there's a lot of people that are like very, very adamantly against it. And I personally, I think this is one we're talking about. We're kind of going like offbeat in like the order that we were gonna go. But I, as an average Wi-Fi goon, I fucking hate the Wi-Fi Terra rules. They drive me absolutely insane. It's low tier, and you can have 2.5 types that you can Terra on Tuesday if you say hello to your opponent before you play. It's at that point, and this is the point I'm at. Just fucking ban Terra. Just ban it. Now, is it objectively broken? I don't think so. I don't enjoy Terra personally. I'm not as adamantly against it as I think I was before. I think Terra Preview is definitely the most balanced way of going at it because I feel like I can account for, 5 viable types in the builder, but I don't want to like have to guess whether it's flying, electric, grass, steel, or fairy in the game. I like knowing, and that's fine. But if we think it's broken and not fun in that regard, and we're putting 8 different restrictions on the mechanic, it should probably just be banned at that point. Then I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these Wi-Fi guys are hella cringe, and that's why I never respect any real Wi-Fi leagues. I'll be honest. like, oh, I'm the Wi-Fi league champion. Like, okay, are you named Mounte or are you bad? Like,
Are you named Mounte or are you bad? It's
let's
crazy.
be real. Let's be real. The competition is not steep.
Okay, there's some good coaches though.
There's some.
You're gonna lose your analyst position there in the PPL, Mr. L5. You better watch your tongue, dude.
Hey, I just show up. I
show up. I waffle and I
I
go
waffle.
home.
Yeah, I clock it. It is fun though. I'll be honest. Wi-Fi is pretty fun to watch, but
it is a lot of the. And again, I think a lot of the disconnect comes from like, I think the Showdown community has like, it kind of optimized and down pat because everybody plays so much fucking Pokemon. Like the guys in Wi-Fi, other than like, I'm trying to think of people who like double dip and play in both scenes. I know I do. I know Tiro does. I know Mounte did play DCL. I know Addison played DCL.
I think John did, right? John Jr.
John was one of the coaches who told me he would drop if we did Free Terra. He hates Free Terra. He's played like 2 or 3 Showdown Leagues this gen. I think in the past he's played a lot of Showdown stuff. Not this gen, and that's like a big thing. I'm trying to think of other people that have played like in both communities. Whereas like in Gen 8 and 7, there was a lot of people who kind of double dipped, and 7 was especially it. Like I remember like GBAD League was like all Showdown guys. Back in Gen 7, like that was it was like a Showdown League they were playing on Wi-Fi because it was a little bit more accessible and shit. Or Aster's playing Wi-Fi again. He obviously plays Showdown, but other than that, dude, it's none of them play Showdown, so one, they're not used to playing in those rules because it's like the popular rules, and they're also playing like 1 game a week, a year.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of these Showdown guys, now not everybody, a lot of Showdown guys are playing like 5-6 games a week.
Yeah.
Like minimum.
I'm past that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I've done my time. I just show up on Sunday now.
I remember like peak pandemic, dude. I was playing like 10 leagues at a time, dude. Couldn't go outside. It was like clash season. I was playing like 3 leagues on Wi-Fi, like 5 on Show. Yeah. Again, that we're kind of past that point. But there are a lot of guys, especially like newer guys who have like started playing a lot in the last like year or two. Because Draft's also doing really good right now. Like there's a lot of new players this gen, just because of like Wi-Fi doing good again and Joey coming back and like all those big Wi-Fi guys coming back. So we're like, those people play like 10 leagues like a session sometimes, depending on who they are. So they kind of like figure shit out a little bit faster.
Yeah, and a lot of the older guys like L5 were getting washed, so we need more people to like kind of.
Dude, I had like my best tournament year ever last year. Shut up.
What the fuck do you think?
Yeah, this guy Zooch keeps wanting to talk to me.
I
don't know.
Comments when this video drops, buddy.
Yeah.
Meet me outside by the dumpster outside the Denny's. It's about to get real.
God damn it.
But anyways, we're kind of waffling a bit off topic here, so let's try to bring it back a little bit. So basically, there's a big divide between Wi-Fi rule set and Showdown rule sets, and like the Showdown guys, like they're kind of in it for like the competitiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like we're trying to aim for like the most fun competitive format. Wi-Fi is all about content, right? And I had this idea a while back where like, are they really just doing low tier Terra so they can throw it on the thumbnails to get some clicks? Like, is that really where we're at?
I can confirm that is 100% the case. At least at like the top end, for sure. Like,
oh my god, Terra Kilowattrel is insane. It's so funny to me.
I mean, it is really funny because like I know a lot of like draft guys who have been in the scene for hella long. Like you guys have been playing since like fucking Gen 6. A lot of you guys don't watch draft content anymore, like especially from the Wi-Fi guys, because like, the Showdown community kind of like it does their own thing and is a little bit beyond a lot of like the clickbaity stuff and a lot of like the PokeTubers who are just playing for fun and for entertainment value and yelling poggers when they get a crit. But like the Wi-Fi guys, like it's very explicit. Casual fans like seeing shitty Pokemon get a sweep. They're like, oh, that was an epic salt sweep, like they fuck with that super heavy.
Yeah,
like a lot. Like it's a very, like I know, like even in my comments, and I don't think I have like as much of a casual viewer base as someone like Joey MV Nexus, where like they have a large group of people, so it's a large group of casual draft fans that are like, oh shit, it's SPL Sunday, let's fucking go, you know, which also shows how like detached we are, because that's where like everybody starts watching, right? Like I remember I started watching draft in WB season 1. I was watching, you know, like A Drive and them play. I'm like, yo, these guys are fucking crazy, you know, like this is fire. Like,
wait, did you say Fire Blast Gyarados? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, well, like that's like 70-80% of like the draft viewer base, and that's also how the format grows and how it's been getting bigger. Like, I mean, last gen we had like one draft league YouTuber who had 1,000 subs at all. It was my goat Matt O'Shea, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber now. He was like 6K doing a real game.
Oh my god,
that's my goat. But again, he doesn't upload anymore. There's like 15 guys who hit over the 1K mark and make money making draft league content, or even if it's like pocket change. Like the format's doing really fucking good. Like despite like a lot of people not liking the meta, because the big guys came back and we have a timer, and because we have low tier Terra where, you know, Kilowattrel is, you know, top 3 in kills because he's the best Terramon allowed and stuff like that. Like it's definitely because of like the viewer aspect. A lot of casual people like seeing like low tier Arbok Terra Dark and kill something with Sucker Punch, you know?
Yeah, it's thumbnail quality, you know? But
yeah, it's thumbnail and it's hype, and it's not as optimized, so there's a lot of, you know, shenanigans that can occur because of that, you know? Like Rotom Fan going crazy with Terra Steel or Terra Electric for Uzi and SPL, shit like that. Like,
yeah, I've seen that.
Like, yeah, and it's Rotom Fan winning. That's funny because he has the useless ability and he's popping off now. You know, like,
yeah.
Look at him. He came up. His drip's too hard. Like, I don't know.
His drip's definitely too hard.
It's definitely like a viewer thing for sure. I think if it was more standard for like people like to see like the high tier, and that's kind of like why I wanted to do TGS, just to like, despite me being giga ass this season, it is like exposing like a lot of people to like good showdown players, right? And like the more competitive aspect of it and things like that. And even if L5 is singing in his videos, he is good at the game. Or, you know, and even if you know, JCM is doing a speed run one week and then having a 47-minute team builder the week before, he is very good at the game. So it kind of like exposes people to that, and hopefully opens more people to like that more sweaty side of the community, because that's like the rabbit hole, you know, the fucking pipeline that every draft league player goes down. They go from watching A Drive to, you know, meticulously crafting their lead for 4 hours the night before a game.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I don't know, when I watched fucking Wi-Fi leagues, I was the type of guy that would look for like basically thumbnails and stuff that would have like the opposing Pokemon on the team, so then I know like they would kind of get owned. And Owen, I gotta tell you,
oh,
dude,
that I always do it. Oh yeah.
No. The one that I literally remember, this one always made me like shit my pants. The first one was when you were like, I should have prepped for Drampa.
Dude, fucking Kurt. Fuck him. Dude, that shit drove me insane. His stupid lead Choppleberry. Dude, that's like one of his best videos on his channel too. That shit makes me so mad.
Bro, you're like, oh, it's time for SD. Lucario. You fucking
fuck Kurt.
Anyways.
I was so mad. Dude, and I asked him, I was like, did you bring that for like Luke? And he was like, no, it was for Close Combat Crocodile. I said, fuck you, dude. He started laughing hella hard. I remember being so mad during that game.
Yeah,
Hose mad.
Those are the videos I would fucking watch.
Yeah, we see why Owen has accumulated such a big, huge micro niche celebrity following, because I get super pissed when I get cooked by Drampa. There's a couple of videos like that on the channel. I'm really bad about that. I know a lot of like people like try and like switch it up, dude. But if I get sauced by a mon, I lose 4-0. I'm not putting my like fucking round 2 pick and being like Jin Pao is poggers, you know. And then I get my ass beat. If I get my ass beat by Enamorous, I'm probably gonna put Enamorous in the thumbnail. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
it can happen.
It can. It sure can.
Yeah.
You scarf Azera.
In which game? In that game, I don't remember at this point.
No,
Did you
it was
find
another
the
game.
fucking video? Okay.
No. I just type in Drampa on your channel. That shit comes right up though. Fuck.
All right.
He said I watch that shit all the time. All right.
Well, let's get back on topic. This has been a big waffling segment, which is cool, but like we got some stuff to talk about. So like it's
Teraband category. I think it's a decent segue
let me wrap
into
this
that.
up
Or I guess we
first.
kind of already talked about it.
Let me wrap this up. So like Wi-Fi leagues existing with their own like weird Terra rule sets, that's fine. If people enjoy watching that, cool. If people enjoy playing that, like some people do, sure, whatever. As long as like the tournament scene is all like standardized with like normal rules, then I'm completely chilling, you know, I don't really care. And that's like what's been happening mostly. Like the showdown scene has been pretty consistent in Terra Preview. Pretty much most things are allowed. Some things are Terra banned. Generally speaking, yeah, 2 Z users, 1 Z user, or not Terra user. I mean, it's like about the same thing. One thing I wanted to say is Ogre Pawn, right? When it was first released, a lot of people were like grouping the 4 ogres together with like Omni Terra. That was a mistake, but I did farm some nice wins with that rule set, so shout out. But that mon is broken, and recently people have been splitting up the ogre forms, and the fire one is Terra banned. So like, if we're talking about washed mons, Ogre Pawn is like number 1 up there. That mon is not good anymore because it mostly relied on like you having to prep for all of them. If you know which one's coming, you can prep for it so easily. It's like, yeah.
With fire, it's just rocks and having a spawn faster. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I think Terrifier could be allowed. I don't think it's that crazy. I think Trick House right now allows it too. And it's not doing, like, insane, but...
Yeah, basically, the thing that makes Ogre Pawn Wellspring and, like, the grass one really good is that you have to prep for the fire one. And you don't have to do that anymore. So it's like, you know. I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to bring up is like everyone seems to be so obsessed with these pseudo Ubers leagues. I can't stand it, man. People be allowing some crazy mons and I just hate it, dude. Like everything's strong enough already.
So is it a bad time to announce that we're allowing Skymen in TGS season 2?
Yeah, I'm dropping. Shout out.
Dude,
guys, exactly. But like, I feel like Zamazenta, like people have like got it into their mind that like a mon like that is okay to allow. I just don't see it, man. The mon's broken.
Blunder said it one time on Twitter.
I just don't see the vision.
Wait, regular Zama?
All of the Zamas. People be allowing Crowned a lot.
Well, I don't think Crowned is like that crazy. I don't know, just because it doesn't get that defense boost after the second time.
Oh no, it's so bad now.
Again, it's a steal with no rocks. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of that.
I feel like you just draft another like alternate, whether it be another steel type, but you don't really need to do that with Zama, right? You can get like an Uxie or a Mesprit, and then like you cover that rock slot.
I don't know. I just feel like Zama gets owned by spikes and helmet. I don't think it's absurd. I don't think you should let it Terra. No, but
I got to use Terra Zama and Trick House that one season. That guy was super broken.
I don't know. Back in my day, draft used to be like based around the power level of OU, and now it's like, wow, we be allowing some crazy mons.
To be fair, I don't know. It's hard to do that though too, because like if we're basing around the power level in OU, Zama Hero is allowed in OU right now, and he's like kind of mid, but he's
Zama
super
Hero?
broken. Or whatever, is that what he's called? Whatever the guy, the homeless looking one.
It's called Hero?
Yeah, it is called Hero. But like, sure, but that was like a really controversial drop when they did it. So like, that's my point.
He's still there though. He's been there for a minute and he hasn't been
I know. But like, I'm just saying, back in my day, I'm really old, you know, my back's a little bit bent, you know. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it to say it. I don't like the pseudo Ubers leagues.
Let's do an unnamed league type draft where you do the 3 OU, 3 UU, 3 RU, 3 AU,
oh my god, I did one of those.
An unnamed league.
That's how I started.
Demonetization league.
That's how I started.
I had like Necrozma from RU.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the Necrozma was the most goated pick in that format humanly possible.
Infernape.
So broken.
Infernape is the goat.
Nah, but he's like UU. That's like basically tier 2.
Yeah, but back then he was considered like a top 10 mon. I'm not kidding.
I didn't play back in Gen 6, so I guess that's valid. When I started playing like early Gen 7, where like
this was a hell of a long time ago.
Where people were like, "Is Infernape actually a tier 1 mon?"
This was like
half
legit
like, no.
8 years ago or something, like crazy. Yeah. So, but anyways, my point has been made. Stop allowing Spectre, dude. All right, and then our last topic for this category for like the rule sets and stuff. There's a lot of mons entering the Terra banned category. What do you think about that?
I think that means Terra is OP and should not be allowed to be on the list.
Here's the thing.
I actually have a take on that. I don't know if Terra is objectively broken, but I feel like more and more people are realizing that it's like not fun. I don't know. Maybe it's the novelties where maybe it's just me. I don't fuck with Terra very much. I don't know if I get like I used to be big on like I think Terra's objectively broken, blah, blah blah. I don't think I can say that anymore. I think like we've kind of figured it out a little bit more. But like I don't know if it's fun enough to like justify allowing it, or if like taking it out would negatively harm the metagame. And I think in draft, like obviously, especially on the showdown side, like you want it to be like objectively competitive, right? And you want it to be like, you know, as balanced as humanly possible, but you also have to make sure the metagame's fun to play, or no one's gonna play it. And I think a lot of people are kind of getting to the point where like, I don't really want to play Terra. I've seen a lot more no Terra leagues in general popping up lately and stuff like that too, whether it be on Wi-Fi and on Showdown. So I wonder if we're gonna see my prediction. We're gonna see a lot more like no Terra banned leagues in like the next year or so, especially as like the generation kind of finishes up in the next year or two.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think Terra's here to stay.
Really? I've heard a lot of people who are very, very sick of it at this point.
But like again, like we're gonna be having more mons Terra banned, like probably the Lotties, for example. I feel like they're gonna start being banned.
Lotties, Kiram, like.
See, the way that DPL did it last season is if something was too good with Terra, we just banned it straight up. We didn't do this like Terra banned stuff. It's just the mon was gone.
Yeah, but again, you're gonna be banning a lot of mons too. Like too.
And I think that's probably a good thing. I think that's probably a good thing. Like there's so many heavy hitters in this meta. You're not like crying because oh no, I can't use X broken mon. There's so many more mons out there that are also so good.
So there is always like that slippery slope idea too, especially because like I remember when we were looking at the DPL tier list earlier today. I always see a lot of it's hindsight, right? But like there are some guys on the DPL tier list that were Terra allowed and even not even max points that would, if given the same rules, would probably be banned, right? Guys like Enamorous and Amon, like shouldn't be able to Terra. Guys like Baxcalibur only 17 points, Torn, like a lot of really oppressive mons. On top of all what's banned, if we're taking out, you know, the top like fucking 10% of the format, does that next new top 10% become the same problem?
I don't think so. I think there's the thing is like there's some mons that are pretty clearly broken, and to be fair, DPL happened like a month or two after Scarlet Violet released, so there's obviously some stuff that we missed and got wrong, but like overall we kind of banned most of the correct guys. And if we just continue that thing, I don't know if we actually will. That's going to be something that we're doing a lot of deciding on this month, actually. But if we do end up to go that route, it really removes a lot of the top end. And I feel like that's most of the problems in the tier are from like the top threats being so overwhelmingly good.
Especially in like an 8-mon like tournament setting where there's like less pieces, so if you can resources you can allocate.
If you can lower the overall power level, suddenly you don't need something that can switch into 1 billion special attack, adaptability Terra, fire moves, or whatever. You don't really need that as much, so you're more freed up to bring some other mons that are, you know, a little bit more out there. So like addition by subtraction, basically. I saw someone talking about that. More things become viable when less things are allowed. I think that's a possibility. Again, I don't know if we're actually going to end up doing that or not, because the Terra band like concept is like pretty well established in the showdown scene now. So we might just end up doing that instead. But I feel like the idea is there, right?
It also helps with like newer, like obviously DPL isn't for newer players, but like the idea of no Terra bans, like one of the big benefits is like, again, so many different leagues to like draw like an arbitrary line in the sand. Like this league thinks that, you know, Torn T is broken with Terra and this one doesn't. Whereas if like it's like just banned, everything can Terra, it's a lot easier for people to kind of like get a grasp on things too. Yeah. And I think another quick thing too that I wanted to mention, I know this is like a similar concept to Endless's League. I think it was what is this league called, BPL. They did like a draft league U type league where they like banned like the top 25 mons in the format or something like that. And I think like the tier list probably could have been a little bit better. Looking at their tier list, I wasn't like super big on it. I think there was a couple oversights, and it was also Nat decks, which is like it's a whole like whole discussion. I like Nat decks. I think it's fun. I think megas are cool, right? And especially because they cut out like a lot of the top broken stuff, but the idea, right, of like draft league UU, cutting out that top, 10-15% of the decks and having like Iron Hands be like a top 3 mon is a cool idea and potentially refreshing without completely jumping ship and playing low tier, right? So
yeah, that's an idea I actually had a while back, is make a draft UU tier based on usage from like team tours, like yeah. Mm-hmm. Take the data from all of them and then like remove mons that were drafted like 50% or more.
Mm-hmm.
And like it ended up being like a pretty interesting list of mons, but we never actually ended up putting that to any use. But I think the idea is really cool.
No, I think so too. I know like there's something that me and I want to do it is gonna be a nice scripted YouTube video, but for like my community discourse next week, I think a cool idea too. And this is, I guess this is technically Nat decks in a sense, but like it's a similar idea in like making like the perfect draft league metagame. Obviously you can't do that if you're just like using usage and like taking it out, but like the idea of like hand picking like a full Pokedex, but trying to balance it in a draft league sense opposed to what's cool in the video game sense.
Yeah, it's like if you were Game Freak and you were trying to make a Gen 10 metagame that's perfect for draft.
Yeah, that exactly thing.
That could be fun.
That exact thing. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think that covers that segment. We're kind of getting a little long here. It's like an hour and a half almost.
I know, it's 1:15, bro.
All right, so let's talk about some new moves that dropped, right? Because with the dlc2, a lot of mons got an expanded move pool, right? So we can go over this a little bit quickly, but Vacuum Wave has massive distribution now. Some of the notable ones are like Infernape, Iron Valiant. What else is there? Like most fighting types get it. Keldeo. Let me see. Vacuum Wave. Oh right, Samurott Hisuacious got it. That was hella funny.
Napoleon got it. The fuck?
Yeah, but like Blaziken, Blood Moon as well has that, which is nice. Como, I know someone brought that. I think you were talking about it earlier.
Oh yeah, I had a scarf bundle into like Rain, and it also covered like either DD or the Clanger Soul Komodo set or whatever. And I brought it in on a flip turn from Aloe into the Komodo, and I was like, let's fucking go, Ice Beam kills. And then I got Vacuum Waved, and it killed like 7 bundles. And I said, wait. So every single mon and their mother has Vacuum Wave now, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a big deal for bundles specifically. But Vacuum Wave is like such a good move. Like priority in general is such a big deal for if a mon gets it or not. So like that's really important. Probably the most important.
That's something we should have talked about too. Is like how valuable strong priority is this gen.
It's so good.
Like with how offense heavy the meta is, and like how often things are gonna like Mickey set up in your face and Terra, and you're like, oh no, I lose. Just kidding. E-speed, bullet punch, Vacuum Wave, Aqua Jet, and pick things off. Like it's definitely big. So more things getting priority is good because less Mickey set up win con guys.
Another thing, Garchomp, right? Got skill shot. We're so back. A lot of people think like Garchomp is broken, but then some people are like, "Oh, what's the big deal? It's not even that like broken."
It's UU, man.
But we're so back. We're so back. Garchomp was the best mon in Gen 8 for a reason, and now we have the skill shot back, and it has spikes. Like, sheesh.
I know he's just better this gen. Like he's not the best mon this gen because of how broken the gen is and like how like power crept everything is, but he is better than he was last gen, like on paper, like as a Pokemon, because now he sets up spikes and he can change into a different type.
Yeah.
and win the game, like he's.
Well, yeah,
he's
I was gonna say.
nice.
Do you think Terra should be allowed on him or no?
I think it should
50-50.
probably be banned.
Yeah, I see a 50-50 in a lot of places. Again, it's like in those leagues that were like, some people are like, no, Garchomp's fucking broken. He should not be able to Terra. He's fine with his already really good type. And And then some places are like, nah, he's kind of mid. Like fucking Keegan, my good buddy Keegan, famous sayer of, oh wow, you drafted rocks 3 attacks in round 1. Let's go. So there's definitely some big guard jump haters. Yeah, that is a crazy statement. Don't worry, he's been told so. But I don't know. Really good mon. I think it's really versatile this gen too. With like obviously like spiking sets, defensive, SD scale shot, Scarf is always good. Just like SD like not scale shot like Edgequake is really good. Even like AV Chomp is super shice because he's bulky as fuck.
Dude, imagine like waking up in the morning and hating Garchomp. I just can't imagine it. Like, how do people do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Motherfuckers will hate Garchomp and draft non-Terra Excalibur in the same breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you allow Terra in like an R League, for example, I think it should be pick 1 or maybe pick 2 behind Gouging Fire, maybe. But yeah, I think it's.
I think really gouging good. With like if you give me the option of gouging with Terra and Garchomp with Terra, I'm probably taking the big broken Entei guy.
Yeah,
personally,
true.
I think that guy's super broken, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, but anyways, that should definitely be banned. Let's talk about Weavile, right? Weavile got Axel and Knockoff back, so we're back to Prime Weavile.
Yes, sir.
Now, does that mean he's employed? Nope, because Meow took his job because he got Axel too.
And Champow's literally just better. So.
Yeah, but that should be banned, so.
In most places, 95% of the time now.
Yeah.
He's banned, but yeah.
Meowscarada.
I mean, that's the good thing about draft, though. It's like, it's not like OU, where like, why use Weavile when Meowscarada exists? Well, only one guy gets Meowscarada, so you can draft Weavile still after he goes.
Yeah,
so he's still good.
He's employable, but he's definitely getting some government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of broken dark types, dark type generation, Zarude to the moon.
Zarude is an astronaut at the moment. Yeah. This mod is so freaking good.
But it's RU.
They don't know. They don't know ball.
Yeah.
So this mod has been like...
It's just stats. It's just crazy.
It's been so oppressive in draft specifically. Like, getting rid of that U-turn weakness is such a big deal for it.
Or just like the shitty grass dark typing. Like, you keep the stab and like the offensive benefits, which is sick. Like stab knock, stab power whip, stab trailblaze. Like, it's all good. But then you either gain like a whole new stab, or just like a good defensive typing like poison on it is super shice.
Yeah, and it got SD as well this gen. Like, this is Zarude's gen, and we're just living in it.
And he was good last gen too, even with the shitty typing, no knock and no SD and no way to boost his speed. He was still like always drafted as like a 13-point guy, like 12, 13-point guy. He stuffed Spectrier. It was like really, really solid. And now he's just better. Oh, we were talking about it earlier. I genuinely think like he's just gonna like continue to raise in price until he's like a 16, 17-point mon.
And it could very easily beat the Pokemons too with Encore and Taunt. So like it's very hard to stop this guy.
What can't this mon do? It's so good.
He U-turns and gains his own momentum too, and forces his own progress. Again, he knocks off boots, so we're like
and cures status.
Those fire type checks with boots just get knocked and then they're invalid, don't exist anymore. So like I don't know, Kyurem. Zarude is super broken. Kyurem's also broken, but Zarude is super good. I think he's gonna like, because he's still like typically like 14 points everywhere, right? Where do we have him? Yeah, we had him at 14. I think he's gonna be 16. I think he's gonna be 16 by the end of the gen, like base point, and he'll probably be like a 22, 23 point Terramon. Like he's
really that's a bit much to me, but like
I mean, I don't know. Like that's where we have Great Tusk. I don't know. I feel like Zarude is comparable to Terra Great Tusk too.
Oh, you're smoking something. Great Tusk is a different beast. But anyways, we can move on.
It should be probably like 20 with Terra, I think. That's pretty good.
Not everyone uses the same type of Terra rules, so...
Yeah, if you put tax on them, though, just in general, I think it should be 20 points.
Right. So there's a bunch of other moves that were like released and or like distributed. Spikes is a big one. Like everyone and their mother got spikes. And like with Rapid Spin and Defog being like in such poverty levels... hazards are such a big part of the metagame, so like spikes distribution is so good. Like most teams will have spikes, and that hasn't really been the case in past gens.
Well,
That's
most
true.
teams have spikes, and it wasn't as bad when the gen first started because like spikes distribution has been a thing all gen because it's been like a TM since the beginning of the gen. It's just more mons have been getting it because more mons have been introduced, but there was no knockoff early gen. That was like a big thing with like pre DLC2. It's like nothing had knockoff.
Yeah, you could just put on the Tims.
Yeah, you put on the Tims and it didn't matter. Now obviously there's like an opportunity cost in being boots, but now there's the opportunity cost plus like what if you just get knocked off and there's 3 spikes up and you can't do anything anymore? Like even if it's like from fucking aloe, like the aloe just kills your whole team if you knocked off your boots on everything. So like I don't know. Like I think hazards are good because not only does everything get them and nothing can remove them, but you can't even do the Gen 8 thing where you just put boots on everything because they're all just gonna get knocked. Or like just the opportunity cost for wearing boots is pretty high this gen anyways, because then you're not Scarf or Resist Berry or AV or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I much prefer like this though, where like hazards actually matter compared to last gen.
I think it's a good middle ground of like one of my hot takes is like I hate the hazard game in ORAS. I know it's like the biggest part of ORAS. I hate it because again nothing removes, but there's no boots, so it's just like who gets up their 3 spikes first, whereas like there's at least some counterplay to it. I think this is a good middle ground where like in Gen 8 hazards like didn't matter at all, like literally at all, whereas like now they do, but not to where they warp the entire metagame around it, just some of it.
Yeah, I think ORAS is like a little bit more nuanced than that, but SV is like a pretty healthy like heavy hazards metagame. Like in a sense, like there is some counterplay, but not that much. Like spikes and stuff are strong. They're like a big force.
Yeah, I think spikes are actually better than rocks this gen for the first time in a while, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair assumption, or not assumption, fair statement.
Yeah, because the mons that are weak to rocks usually run boots. So.
Yeah, it's like a mandatory thing a lot of the times.
I feel like that was the case last gen too. Like just people until people then started just like realizing like, oh, I don't have to only run boots on my flying type. I can run on my Zero Aura and never take hazards. I can run on my Coco and just U-turn forever and never be punished. So like, good old boots.
All right, let's do like some like quick stuff on these new moves.
Rapid fire. So
Terra Stellar with like the Terra whatever it is, whatever the move is, like always neutral.
Yeah.
Terra Blast?
No. Is it just Terra Blast Stellar?
It's Terra Blast, yeah.
I thought it had a different name.
No, it's the same move. It just changes to 100 base power, and it's always neutral and gives you -1.
The thing is, this thing is so niche, right? Stellar typing. Only Enamorous really abuses it. As far as I can tell, like, everything else is like you would rather have something else.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about using it yet.
Yeah, right? It's just way too niche for me.
I think there's like very niche like Pokemon that can maybe use in like one matchup in every like 20 games. Like mons that like spam lots of coverage moves. Like the first time they come in, I don't know, like it could be clutch, but it's really only Enam and maybe Serp in like one matchup ever.
Yeah.
But
alright.
Big Ranches.
What do we think about Supercell, whatever it is?
Amazing.
It might be the worst move ever.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this thing being considered as a real move.
Wait, T-Row actually used it versus me with his golem.
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy. You're a wild charge. You're already gonna die anyways. You're a golem. They just run a wild charge. I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, it's strong electric physical coverage, which doesn't really exist unless your name's Zero Aura. But, like...
Yeah.
Let's switch it on electric type moves, guys. Ground types.
Oh no, I lost my...
Yeah, oh no, I fucking died.
Whoops.
I no longer exist. That's unfortunate. Like, I'd rather do no damage and switch out than do no damage and die.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot take there.
It's not even that strong, like 100 base power.
Yeah, it's not. If it was high jump kick power, I get the risk in some instances. But they literally made electric type jump kick after they removed jump kick from the game for being ass high jump kick. We have to wait 8 generations for Supercell Slam to get taken out now for super rare Cell Slam.
Super epic cell.
Pogger Cell Slam.
Alright, so Temper Flare, right? They added fire type Stomping Tantrum. I've never seen this move used, I'll be honest.
Aster ran it on his Tusk for Skarmory, in TGS, but it didn't really work because he just got whirlwinded. He earthquaked a Skarmory, right? And it failed. So like I feel like when that happens, like the opponent has to realize like it's not a misclick. He's obviously planning to temper flare, but then he just got whirlwinded.
It's nice for like in the sense that like in that instance too, Skarmory might be the switch into Tusk in some instances, or like a Corviknight or something like that. And then you just click at the turn after, and you just like basically click Flare Blitz. Or stronger than Flare Blitz. I think another thing I saw was like it just like hits like air balloon guys like Goldango. Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Knockoff though. You have knockoff though at the same time, so like
very unnecessary.
I think Garchomp is a mon that kind of appreciates it because now if you need fire coverage for like the Skarmory Corviknight matchup,
it's a little bit stronger.
It's better than Fire Fang, right? It doesn't miss and does damage, so a very niche move, but like it's cool. It's not like a negative thing like Supercell Slam.
If your claim to flame is being a little bit stronger than Fire Fang, then like, I mean, come on. All right, Alluring Voice. This move's pretty cool, I think. It confuses people on setup, right?
Yeah.
If you have like stat raise.
No, I ran it for. I ran on my. What do you call it? Primarina one game. Yeah, just because like Sneasler SD, Garchomp SD. Like if I'm in a position like if this sets up, I lose. You click it and you at least punish it on like those SD guys, which is cool. Or even like Calm Minding guys. It's just another way to punish setup is always a good thing. And a lot of monsters got it, which gave them good coverage. Like Latias got it.
Yeah.
Decently strong fairy move. I think Milotic got it. Which like Milotic's ass, but like now it has like a fairy move, which is cool.
The most significant part about it, in my opinion, is that it's 80 base power. So it's like Dazzling Gleam plus some bonuses sometimes. So like it's still like a decently strong coverage option. I think that's really important. If it were like 60 base power, the move would be so bad. But it's 80,
Dirge got it.
Usable.
Dirge got it. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because usually Dirge comes in against setup dudes.
And the evolution, so like random Jolteon, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's really just the other guys at the top though. Latias plus Dirge are the main guys who really probably use it, and Prim, Clef.
Yeah, I've seen Alluring Voice Clef before. That's pretty cool. Alright, Psychic Noise. This is a move that I think is actually pretty cool in concept.
It is. It just doesn't. It's like anti-screen tail, or it's like you're never clicking into a move that like a mon that like it does damage to. But like if you're playing into like Vapo or like Aloe, or I wish it stopped regen. By the way, it doesn't.
It stops lefties though, which is cool.
Yeah, Vapo, Aloe, Screen Tail, like those fat annoying dickheads. Clefable, like it's a move that honestly like does damage, isn't taunted, and like shuts down fat. It's another anti-fat tool, which isn't nice in Gen 9 because fat's already not good, but like it is. It's a great way of stopping that.
Yeah, I think it's not bad. I think it's a good move. And then the last one we wanted to talk about is Upper Hand. This is like extremely niche, right?
We talked about this a little earlier. There's like cool like niche interactions you can stop. Like again, like Grand having to worry about it when it like spams Water Shuriken end games is nice because like Grand usually is faster than everything, so its priority is faster than other priority. So having another move that like Okos it is cool, but like I can't. It's not like you're playing a lot of Terra normal E speeds anymore. There's no more Terra Dragonites anymore, so like you have to worry about that.
You can use it versus Weavile Ice Shard, perhaps.
True, you can.
Sure, yeah.
Or Samurott Sucker Punch or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
But that's really it.
Yeah. All right, next segment. We're almost done, guys. Just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So this is like a little fun section. What mons are washed as balls?
Well, I'll take the liberties of the first guy, Slowro, and then in parentheses we have ass with an exclamation point to let everybody know that Slowbro went from a top 3 water type last gen to like almost unusable this gen. In my mind, I don't know.
The fall
like, he
from
got
grace.
Back, but like no more port, no more toxic makes him like much worse. I don't even know what it is. Like I know those are big, but you wouldn't think they're that big until you like use this thing. You're like, yo, I feel like everything fucks me up. Like literally everything fucks me up. It's really weird because I'm a big Slow Twin enjoyer. I still love Slow King. I think Slow King's still really good. But Slowbro's terrible.
Shout out.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like if you want to run like maybe AV on it because it has Stealth Regenerator and shit. And Thunderwave, like it can be annoying, but it's certainly not as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It does have still utility like Trick and stuff too, but yeah.
Definitely washed. Anyways,
Yeah.
next mon, Corv. Now this mon is
Broken.
interesting because
Oh
it was
my God.
never good in the first place, but it's even worse this gen.
Bro, until it loses U-turn, it'll always be draftable, in my opinion.
What?
Okay.
All right, well, let's give the analogy we had before. So you have a guy, and he has one leg, and he's hopping. He can hop places pretty slow, but he gets there. And then a generation passes, and you take a machete and you chop off his other leg. That's Corviknight. He just lays there now. He's terrible.
It has defog.
Oh no! Now I'm gonna switch into something that kills your whole team because you took a turn to defog with Corviknight.
Yeah, Corv is like definitely a trap mon.
It makes sense on paper, right? You take two of any hit, but you're either like U-turn bot and you like switch into one thing one time, or you're like spamming roost and giving free switch-ins, and you only have 8 roosts, so it's not even like you pressure things anymore with like pressure, you know? You're not PP stalling shit with 8 roosts. I can like make you run out of roost with Moonblast.
Yeah, that's a big change this
mirror
gen.
armor,
Like,
actually.
if something's doing 40%, you can't roost it off anymore. It's impossible.
You're just gonna run out. Yeah, even with pressure. Like, which is the crazy thing. Like, I think Corv like could kind of like, well, one, like fat teams were better, and like balance with like Corv was like better. It's where like Corv could like sit there and just spam roost until you ran out of PP or switch. Last gen, but now it can't because it has 8 of those. And you know, it catches you on a roost turn and something that comes in that kills like your whole team, and Corv comes in and you're like, oh shit. So I don't know.
All right.
He's not my favorite guy.
It's mid.
Now the Ogre Pawn forms, we already kind of went over this, but yeah, Ogre Pawn washed. That's just because of rule sets though. Like it was broken and now it's banned, so like obviously it's worse.
Overtuned, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's overtuned. We talked about it, but Terrifier is probably potentially allowable. We kind of just like reactionary, like that was the most broken one, so he has to be Terra banned.
Yeah, the devs nerfed him a little too hard. They might have to buff him up a little bit as well.
I'll talk to my people over at Overwatch. They'll fix this.
Yeah, my dad works at the dev team.
Oh, yeah,
He's gonna bring Ogre back.
As I promise.
Yeah.
Annihilate.
Alright, is this one even washed? Or was it
wait,
just...
what happened? Why is this like potentially washed? What happened to him?
So remember early in the gen, Annihilate was like considered hella good. Like a round 1 like back wheel type of pick. And now you don't really see it that much anymore. Why is that?
Discuss.
There's better terror captains probably.
I think that's probably part of it.
He's kind of like a terror requirement. Like there's mons that like this gen in general that like you see them, you draft them early, and you're like, oh, well, he has to be terror, or he's literally not worth the price I got him at.
Yeah.
That's probably part of it. Also, people have kind of figured out how to draft or how to build against Annihilate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like its most dangerous set is the one that's easiest to prep for, which is like the bulk up type of thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be bulk up taunt, bulk up protect, bulk up, you know,
just resto
chesto. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were talking earlier. Scarf is kind of really super fire with like Terra Ghost. Not much switches in to Terra Ghost like at all when it's Scarf, and you get the Rage Fist going, or even early game if you're just Terra blasting. He's still strong like naturally, especially like if your calcs are accounting for like no attack invested Annihilate, and then you switch into your check and it's adamant 115 attack, you know, max attack that hits like what, 361. That's strong as shit, dude. Like that Rage Fist and Terra Blast is gonna kill everything.
And it has CC for the ghost resist too. It's an unresisted stab combo, which is like hella nice.
This big Marshadow. And again, it has crazy coverage too. Like if you need random coverage move, like Earthquake, Ice Punch, Gong Shot, Fire Punch for some fucking reason. But he has Seed Bomb for what? You know, like there's definitely like a lot of cool options for him. He's definitely a really solid mon. Like I just think he's not one. Like I remember like a lot of people were like, yeah, this guy's him. Like incredible mon. Bulk up is broken, blah blah blah. But he's kind of just used differently now because people kind of figured out, hey, maybe I don't click bulk up protect or bulk up taunt because I get O-code by the special breaker afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like it'll probably come back, but at the current moment, it's just like less popular for some reason. All right, here.
So good.
Let's move on to our more controversial one, right? Here's a question for you. Is Chiyu broken or is it ass? I've seen both opinions, and people are like very convinced of their side.
Wait, with Terra, right? We're talking.
Yeah, like full Terra Chiyu. Is it good?
There's no in between in this opinion too. I feel like for most people, like it is either Chiyu is absolutely broken and Oko's everything, or Chiyu always dies before it attacks.
Yeah, so which side are you on? Leave a comment. Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Please.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong, even if I agree.
Yeah, I'll play the devil's advocate, because I'm the GOAT.
Devil's advocate. Are you stupid?
Are you stupid or dumb? Pick one.
Thoughts. Are you stupid or dumb? Community cannot decide.
Alright, I think Chiyu's pretty good. I don't think it's broken, but I think it's definitely not ass. I think it definitely does its job of like breaking. Right? It's just it's a little awkward to use.
Yeah, finding an opportunities to attack. Its speed tier is just really ass this gen. Like 100's not that fast.
Yeah.
Like
speed.
for a mon that's like not bulky at all, 100's kind of bad, right? And even as a scarfer, like there's a lot of scarfers that are running scarf or like booster speed mons, like fucking Roaring Moon type mons or Valiant type mons that are gonna get a booster speed and then just like revenge you anyways or force you out. But if you can get those free switch-ins, and it's definitely more matchup dependent than a lot of people want to admit too. But it absolutely rips through fatter teams.
I thought of a perfect analogy actually. This gen Chiyu is basically like Gen 7 Mega Mawile. Thoughts?
Yeah, he's either broken or in banned everywhere.
Like he definitely kills everybody, right? He kills everybody, and like its bulk is good enough where it'll take like one hit. And its typing is good enough where it can resist a few things, right? But it's not going to kill 6.
Well, he can change his typing though with Terra.
Yeah,
so.
but like just play with me. It's not going to kill 6 mons, right? It's going to break like 1.5 mons, and then it's going to die most of the time. Now, sometimes, of course, it does have a higher ceiling, I think. But in general, I think it's pretty similar.
Like, I feel like if positioned correctly, like a Scarf, Terra Fire, Terra Dark can definitely rip apart a team.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I feel like this guy, he literally runs Terra Fire, Terra Dark like 90% of the time, and then like a random Terra Fairy every once in a while or something like that.
Yeah,
like
I think so as
he's
well.
very straightforward in the builder too, so that's something else to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and the last mon we wanted to talk about being washed. Mew. Ha! This mon's ass.
No, actually, to quote L5 on his document he prepared for us, Mew poop emoji. Thoughts?
Hey, I'm right.
He is pretty bad. Like, Mew is already kind of like... Mew is like one of those, like... I don't even want to say trap mon, because I actually am, like, I do enjoy Mew. Not necessarily in, like, 8-mon, like, tour scenes, but, like, in general, like, in, like, standard draft league setting, I fuck with Mew. I think it's a good mon. But it was definitely, like, super overrated throughout the entirety of draft. Like, people were like, Mew is the best draft league Pokemon because blah, blah, blah. Like, back in, like, Gen 6, Gen 7. And I don't think people really thought that in Gen 8, but a lot of people still definitely overvalued it. But now it doesn't do, like, everything like it used to because it doesn't have recovery. So it can't be, like, dickhead stall breaker. And even if it did, like, that set wouldn't be very good this gen, which is, like, how the metagame plays. And only having 8 recovery moves, like, it just... This gen is not kind to Mew, whether it's moveset or even, like, how the metagame plays. It's just kind of overwhelmed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You kind of basically just have to run a DD set, I think, with him.
It's either like Hazard's lead or like Herder setup set. DD, Nasty Plot, you know, Double Dance Cheese, like with like Resto Chesto or something like that is a possibility. But like, yeah, it's either setup or Hazards. Whereas before, Mew could just be a lot more.
Yeah. The options are definitely lower this gen.
Well, because of no Roost.
This is so sad.
One move out of 800 that it gets being taken. This is like the worst one for it to fucking lose.
Alright, so let's talk about our last little bit, and then we can wrap this up. We're almost 2 hours, which is crazy. We're just waffling.
What the hell, really?
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. And we haven't even talked about any food opinions. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Barbecue and rice.
That's for the Patreon viewers.
Guys, barbecue sauce on rice. Trust me.
You see what I have to deal with? This guy's so stupid.
Thanks, Zooch. Everybody clicked off before we could talk about metagame trends because you said barbecue sauce and rice.
That is never getting released to the public. Oh my god.
Don't edit that.
This will be the first time L5 edits a fucking video.
I'm not editing.
Nobody hears you.
I'm not editing. People get the full waffle. Alright, so...
Waffles are superior breakfast.
Waffles with barbecue sauce? Alright, Rain is so bad.
Good segue. So Rain got a lot of tools in dlc2. Kingdra, Archaludon, you know. It's just good, right? So I feel like Rain can definitely be successful in this meta.
Kyogre.
Thank you.
So true. We were gonna talk about how like Rain like back in my day, 2019.
Yeah.
And before that.
Mega
Rain was
Swampert.
like Rain was Mega Swampert and like wanted to show swim on and being like, I have a Rain team. You know, or like the random like Mega Scizor Rain team. You know, and it was like, you know, Swift Swim abusers. Whereas I feel like the only Swift Swim abuser you should ever like actually draft right now is Kingdra. And I think Kingdra's really good. But other than that, it's like all like mons that are strong in the rain. Archaludon, Palafin, Iron Bundle, even like an Ogerpon Wellstring is strong in the rain. Like
yeah, and like
a lot of just like
as well.
Strong water moves. Yeah, Gran's another good one. Yeah, just a lot of strong ass water moves in the rain. And that's it. Like just do lots of damage, I guess. So I definitely think it's that's the best it's been. I mean, Gen 8 Rain was like unviable. Like you should never draft a Rain team in Gen 8. So it's cool to see it like at least like it's not like a dominant play style, but it's good.
Alright, so we can talk about like general team structures, right? Fat teams have been like so bad this gen. Like they've never been like particularly great in draft.
Even balance is ass now, bro.
Yeah, you can't even like go half C's.
Multi-offense, like it's literally just like offense outposition your opponent when click buttons more.
Yeah, if you hit a saucy predict this gen, it's like so big. It's a lot of like playing and like
it leads to a lot more like aggressive play too, I think, because like the knowledge of like, yo, if I get this like one prediction right, I can like raw win the game 80% of the time after that. Is like worth that risk. Whereas before it wasn't, because you can make like a cool predict and put yourself in a good position, but not a winning position, but also put yourself in a losing position if you fucked up, because it's how like long-winded games went. I don't think I've seen a Gen 9 game go more than like 50 turns, which seems like a long time in its own right, but like, I mean, I've seen 150, 200 turn, 200 turn battles pretty commonly before, and it just is physically impossible this gen.
Yeah, I also think screens is also pretty popular too, because I mean, obviously setup is really good, but then also like defog is not very prevalent now. And then
and again, even like if I'm bringing like screens hyper offense and you have to take a turn to defog with your shitty Corviknight, I'm getting into my offense to deal with it. I played a Wi-Fi game the other day where like I played a Corviknight. It didn't come, but I brought like screens, spikes, Klefki, because like okay. Corviknight comes, that's fire.
The disrespect is insane.
because that's a Corviknight, Like I'm
you're
not
playing
tripping
65.
Yeah, like oh no, Corviknight came into defog, and then I got into something that kills Corviknight. 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 6 of my members, just nuke it. So like, the defog's also just that bad.
I'm bringing Corviknight in our game, right? Just have you know right now.
Let it be known.
I'll have you know that means nothing this season. You could bring Corvisquire and it might not go well for me, brother.
Anyways, I do see a lot of screens, like even just on like normal builds, people will throw on a screens as just like an afterthought, and like it makes switching around these big threats a little bit easier, and like aids your setup,
Especially because you can't like switch into them. Like I don't have like I don't have my designated Excadrill counter, that comes in, always takes 2 and recovers it off. It's like I come in and I take a hit and I threaten it out. I get like a berry and get a little bit of health.
Yeah, then you chip my wall and then like I'm a little weakened, but then I double back into Excadrill and then I claim a kill, and it's a whole thing.
I shouldn't pick Excadrill because L5 has to win in that scenario because he has the Excadrill.
Yes. But anyways.
He's like, oh, well, I crit, so shut up.
I think the point has been made. Offensive
Yeah.
teams and like playstyles are like really thriving this gen, which is nice to see. Like I think that's
It is,
the
but
more skill expressive.
I wish that it was viable to play anything else. I think it's cool that offense is good, but I don't think it's healthy that it's like you're handicapping yourself if you're playing other playstyles. I think at least in like Gen 8, Gen 7, and especially Gen 6, you could play like hyper offense if you wanted to, but you could also play balance and like damn near like semi-stall. So I mean, we've seen players like Theo like thrive like stall. You know, I haven't really kept up much. I don't know if he's still playing, but like, has he been able to draft stall this gen?
He plays in team tours and says, "Do not put me in SV."
That's valid. Yeah. You know what? That is valid. It is the most anti-stall gen I think humanly possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Every cleric gone, every toxic gone, recovery nerfed. God, they were dicks. They did not want long games.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of these moves are used in doubles, by the way. I have no idea why they did this to us.
He's playing in Trick House right now. His team is like, he's got Zamazenta crowned, but then he has like Slowking Galler, Clef, Gliscor, Blissey.
He's trying. So, he's trying.
And he has a Hoopa U, Terra. So I don't know. It's like.
So I guess it's like more balanced, I guess, and like hard stall like he has been, he has drafted. Yeah.
Anyways, moving
Speaking
on.
of defogging being ass, removing screens, what about hazards? We kind of talked about that already, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Hazards are broken, but sticky web is kind of still, man.
Yeah.
That is valid.
That just reminds me.
Mons are ass.
It reminds me back in the day, this guy told me that sticky web was the most broken move in the whole game. I lost my respect for that guy immediately. Never got it back.
Dude, that was like, I remember back in like Gen 7 when I started playing, obviously it's playing the same Gen 6, guys like Galvantula never went undrafted. He was like, somebody got him like round 4 or 5 immediately because webs are broken. I can go faster than you.
Raquinid too.
And they're all sash lead. They'd immediately try and get him up because you're not going to remove him.
You wouldn't dare. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways.
Hazards are good.
So in terms of like the metagame at large, right? There's not a lot of steel types out here. Not a lot of viable ones anyways. So that makes what? The offensive fairies are so good. Along with Terra Fairy, like and
dragons.
Yeah, we knew Terra Fairy was going to be good anyways, because like it's the best typing in the game easily. But especially in this gen, like darks are everywhere, steel types are not everywhere. So like, you do the math, bro. Fairies are good.
It's also true, like the best offensive Pokemon in the format, and Valiant and Amorous are fairy types.
Yeah.
You know? Like, so like, and they obviously have like, Enam has crazy coverage. Like, it's not like a stab coverage, but it has like fighting, fire, and ground as a fairy type, which is fucking crazy. And then Valiant just is a fighting type, which is also crazy. Like, he just clicks stab close combat into your fairy resist, and then has like psychic coverage if it needs it, you know? So like, and knocks off. But even like low tier fairies, like, Scrantail's good defensively. It's like one of my favorite monsters to use in this gen. Like, he's so fucking good. But even like random like Enam T I've even seen be viable. I think Azu was like my favorite fairy to draft this gen too. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. And there's like for steel types, there's like stuff missing, like Ferrothorn. Like, I don't know what else is missing. Steelix, yeah. So like low tier steels are very poverty.
Steelix isn't broken, but like he's like the steel type draft mon. I don't know why. Like when I think of steel type of draft, like I think of 6-7 point Steelix being drafted every single time. Like
that's good value.
He's tried and true.
But there's no like good value steel type this gen. You either have one of the best steels in the format or you don't.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. So as a result, Enam, Valiant, very good. And then we have like a bunch of dragons that dropped with this DLC. The Lotties, Kyurem, Hydrapple, shout out. But like
bolt gouging Archaludon. Like,
offensively,
the new guys.
Dragons also fit really nicely into SV because like the fairy types are either offensive, like Enamorous, Valiant, or they're Screamtail's the only good bulky fairy. I guess Clef as well. But like 2 good bulky fairies in the whole format.
See, even then, I don't know if I like Clef this format very much. Like
It's
defensively.
definitely worse than it was.
But Terra Pokemon can just kind of build like naturally just two-shot it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. Or like Clef has always like kind of had natural like shitty stats, and it could always like always avoid the 2-hit KO and soft boiled up. But like obviously, soft boiled the Shen, even if it did, it'd be nerfed. It just seems like it's so much more pressured. It's like almost teetering that Corviknight line. Not saying he's as bad as Corviknight, but like or like you come in and you have to click Moonlight or Wish or something like that every single time, or you're just gonna be 2-hit KO next time. Or like these dragons just like have moves that 2-hit KO. Like Latios just 2-hit KOs with Luster Purge if it's Terra, or if it's Specs. Archaludon nukes it. Gouging Fire just nukes it and 2-hit KOs it with Flare Blitz or Heat Crash. Raging Bolt just volts and then 2-hit KOs it next time. Like, or just Terra into a typing that beats it. So, I don't know. I'm not big on Clef. I think the only defensive fairy that I like is Screamtail, and that getting offensive fairies, if you're going to get one, is almost the play, because at least, like, with, like, Valiant and Enam, you can offensive pressure those dragons, or, like, Azu, you can, like, Iron Hands it and naturally take a hit and then Oka them.
Yeah. But overall, the main point that I want to make is that dragons are so good here, and, like, fairies are so good here offensively. So, like, I don't know, just an observation. Steel types are ass.
I think there's a couple of like lower fairies that are not bad though. Like Wheezing Galar is very popular because it still has defog too. And then Tinkaton's not bad because it's fast with Encore and garbage.
Tinka's good, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem a lot of these mons have is they don't actually check the dragons. Like you look at them,
loses to all of them.
Yeah, except for like Garchomp sometimes.
Garchomp backs Big Komodo, who's definitely real.
yeah, for sure. Alright, that's kind of like the main like metagame at large observation I wanted to bring up. Then like obviously priority is like as important as ever. And
Scizor Theorem, shout out to False Light Gaming.
Yeah. And someone edited this doc.
Medium mistake.
I wonder who put that there.
My bad, guys.
Yeah. So
I was feeling violently unhungry and wanted to vomit, so I put it on a piece of paper in front of me so I could throw up in the bucket.
Such haters. Dude, I'm not trying to eat something raw. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Cam Patterson Zooch eating rocks. Fucking crazy. I just like rocks and shit.
You guys probably like cauliflower. All right, I don't want to hear it.
I don't like cauliflower, but I don't like how you said it. Cauliflower.
Just because you said it, I will defend cauliflower, even though I haven't had cauliflower in years. I'm a broccoli guy.
I also don't fuck with broccoli. I can eat every vegetable there is, but I'm a 5-year-old when it comes to fucking broccoli.
I was gonna say my bad.
I eat it as a kid, and my mom was like, "You'll like it when you're older." And she'd make me sit at the fucking table, and I ate my broccoli, and I'd sink out of my chair, like fucking throwing a fit about it, and I still can't eat it. That shit's
you
gross.
Still throw a fit?
No, I just don't eat it because I'm a fucking grown up, and I don't have to. I don't. I buy zucchini and shit.
Okay, but do you like squash?
I fuck with squash, of course.
Mid.
Why would you pick a food that's mediocre as your point? You couldn't pick like a bad one that you don't like. You're terrible at this.
Do you like horseradish?
No.
I do not like horseradish, no.
Good. Nobody should. Jesus.
Do you like A1 sauce, Zooch? I know you had to put that shit in your
I
charcoal
bet he does.
steak.
I bet he does.
A1 sauce is pretty. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
See? Nah.
You gotta put that shit. You gotta put A1 on your steak. It's probably a shitty steak.
Exactly.
I don't prefer that, but I don't mind it. It's not bad.
A1 apologist out here. That's crazy. I think that's gonna be pretty much it for this video.
I still had an hour left in me.
You do?
I don't know what the hell. It's already 2 a.m. I gotta be up in 4 hours, bro.
I don't work till 1 tomorrow. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out.
Any parting words?
Yeah. Check out my video of me owning L5 in like 2 days.
Yeah, spoiler alert, goddamn.
Well, don't release this video yet. Don't release it.
I'm gonna release it as soon as I like put something in the
sure
background.
It'll probably be like tomorrow. He's probably gonna put some glitch music in the background and throw it up and put someone's face on a basketball player and then just like waffling.
That does sound
I've just
sounds like
for
something
the
I would do.
L5 meta.
Yeah.
Or you'll say like something like somebody stop him, and it'll be Zooch holding a piece of fucking rock. And like, this is sick.
Oh my god, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I like that. I don't even know what Zooch
Alright.
looks like though.
What?
His profile pic or something.
This guy doesn't watch my videos.
Nope, I do not.
You could very easily get a screenshot. Yeah.
Wow.
Owns
It would
GG.
not be hard at all.
Oh my god.
That would require me to click on a Zooch video.
Yeah, I physically am unable to.
I'm unsubscribing from L5.
Yeah, well, a drop in the
The rest
ocean,
of
as
you
they
were-
say. It's not even a good drop. It's like a really bad drop.
Polluted water being taken out of my ocean.
Thank God. The fish are so back.
My fish started eating rocks at the bottom of the ocean because of Zooch's influence.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do another one later.
My parting words are, I'm sorry, Astrid. I didn't know King L5 was going to be mean to you today.
It's all in good fun, but I really do hate him so badly.
My final parting words are, fuck you, Astrid J.